All right. Hello, everyone, or no one at all. Welcome to Minor Illusion and our 5th edition D&D campaign in the magical and dangerous world of Eretz Nakash. We are all set for session. You guys remember which?
23.
What?
23.
28.
It is neither of those.
It's
No.
26.
It is not.
1.
Wait, let me roll my 4 sides.
Yes, session 1.
1.
29.
It is 29.
Wow.
So we're almost to 30.
We've planted trees for 29 sessions?
Yep.
I wish.
Yeah, we're moving right along. Before we jump into tonight's session, a quick word that we do not have any sponsors, but we do have some folks that we are thankful for. So, a shout out to Wizards of the Coast for obvious reasons for this game that we enjoy so much. Also, a shout out to Sirenscape. The music that plays in the background, the sound effects, all of that comes from Sirenscape. So check them out at Sirenscape.com. You'll love their stuff. I just know it. Finally, WizKids Minis. And I just got a notification today that another one has shipped that I had ordered. It is a new one that just came out. Nope. So I've got another mini coming.
I'm sure we'll wreck it pretty easy.
Which means I have another mini to paint, but excited to get it. It's one of the new ones coming out. And also Vallejo paints that I use to paint them. Thank you all. It makes our table awesome. As do all of you. All right. If I can get my throat cleared up here, we will start with a recap. I said...
We probably should thank Hershey's here and Reese's.
Yeah.
They're our next sponsor.
Yeah.
That and Gamer Fuel.
And number 2 pencils. Did it crash?
No,
Did you
no.
forget to-
I just tested it a little bit ago, and it was working
Did
just
you get
fine.
to start Sirenscape 3 hours ago?
No. We're good. I don't know what's going on. Hello.
If only I had my pan flute,
Mm-hmm.
I could do the music myself.
Of course, you forgot it tonight.
No, he erased it off my sheet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
You don't get a pan. Okay, well, I'll just start the
How's that
recap without the
It's
music.
not. I specifically asked for a pan
I'll
flute.
restart Sirenscape.
You
and
just
see
play
what
music.
happens.
Now you get a pamphlet. Did I get a pamphlet?
All right, I'm just going to start. Here we go. Tonight's recap, brought to you by the letters
Magic
E,
beans.
Q, and the number 29. Previously in Eretz Nakash, after camping where you had recovered Morzza's horse, you spoke with it to see if it could describe the other creature that had attacked your other horses, or at least perhaps had attacked the creatures that had attacked your other horses. It was able to describe in simple terms a creature that sounds like it was very large, green, winged, and scaly, like a Dragonborn. You traveled back to the scene of the attack, investigated some more, and then headed out with a general plan of returning to Elestria, but on a route that took you along the border of the Fey Forest. Along the way, Taèlios planted a bean
That was the best part.
from the bag of beans that you had found in the last dungeon or cavern that you had been in, which sprouted into a tree with unusual fruit growing on it.
Delicious fruit, in fact.
Yes, some of you sampled it and experienced varying degrees of good and
Deliciousness?
not so good effects. And you still have some of this fruit in your possession, by the way. And I do have it written down.
I call the durians of deliciousness.
Yes. Now, I did mention afterwards to all of you, but I'll mention here for posterity and for the recording, that I failed to mention that the next day when you woke up, the tree was no longer there. In fact, those of you who were on the first watch would have noticed it and probably heard it disappear. I just failed to mention it.
It's so worthless. Like, why?
Yeah, no.
That's so important.
Well, you have the fruit of said tree in your possession still, so you have...
Is there a pit
Fond
inside
memories.
this fruit? Or like any kind of seed?
There are little seeds within.
Yes.
The plot
So we would have kept those, by the way.
Okay.
We're gonna keep a pouch of.
We're gonna play those wherever we go.
Yeah.
Pretty soon there'll be like a
What
plague
if
on
we
the
give them
land.
to the king and he plants them in their garden?
Let's do it. We should.
Okay, the music started, so I have to start the recap.
Oh,
No, okay.
We just spent more time talking about this fruit.
Let me find my spot. Okay, here we are. You also encountered on your way the creature from the Fey Forest, which had followed you to the river and was now following you back the way that you had come. You attempted to befriend it by feeding it and speaking to it,
And naming it George.
and
Yes.
hugging it and squeezing it and naming it George, and it seems that to some degree you have won it over. Over the course of 6 days, you made your way around the northeast lobe of the Fey Forest, trying to discern the line upon which the fifth dungeon might lie, and then make your way back to the city along that line. We left off with you having intentionally gone past the point where that line should be, along the edge of the forest, just in case anything stood out there, or maybe just within. You had this creature kind of looking around too. And so it is now at the end of that day. You are about to make camp, and
We're by the forest.
you are still right next to the forest. You've gone past where you think the line is, and it's the end of the day, and you're now making camp on what would be the 6th day of the new month. Hustle-gal.
Yeah, that one.
What would you like to do?
Set up camp.
Oh, okay. Consider it done.
So if you could choose anything, level up.
Yeah.
Level up.
Level up.
Level up again after.
Level up? Okay, yes. 6 days of travel. I'd say you're level 6.
I would think so.
19.
That tree really helped out.
Yeah, it did.
We
That was a
found
lot of experience.
I think the ones
I'm gonna
who
wait at least 1 day.
Yeah.
went to good luck get a level up like 4 times.
Gardening level 2.
Did we? I can't remember last time. Did we look in the forest a little bit?
No.
No, we didn't.
When the
Yeah, I
animal
mean,
was
the last
looking
time we
for
were
us.
here,
The
No,
animal was
you
looking for
So
us.
I would like to kind of go into the forest a little bit and kind of look around.
I would too, yeah.
you get lost.
The forest is my favorite terrain.
The fish were so-
You got lost last time.
No, I
Oh
didn't.
wait, was you and I the only ones that did it?
I didn't get lost.
No, it was the 2 Dragonborn.
No, I didn't get lost. I know you're
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about. I
there
never
you
get
go.
lost. It was
The
a-
forest is my habitat.
I'm pretty sure it's dexterity, and I have a +1, so it's give me a
Dead weight
break.
down by dead weight 1 and dead weight 2. Or
Well, I'll go with you if you want.
Sure.
I'll go with
I just
you.
want to look
It's not so
around a
good,
little
though.
bit.
No, I'm just
Maybe go in not super far, not as far as we went in before, but I want to look in deep enough to know if there's anything like close to the edge of the forest.
I'm gonna go with them.
kidding. What if you guys both get lost?
The forest is favorite terrain for me, which means I can move normal speed through it. And
You're gonna get lost.
give me the. Does anyone have? Can you have the? I need to look up again. I think there's like advantage on like survival checks or something. In the
I don't
forest.
have the player's handbook, so
Yeah, where did that go?
no idea.
Both of you get lost, and we're gonna
Okay,
lose
so
both
you're
of you.
going in, like maintaining visual or sound on the camp or whatever. You're just kind of going in a little ways, or how far?
No, more than a little ways.
Okay.
Like, not.
You just said a little bit, no, you're not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I said a little ways, but then he says a little ways is you can see the camp. No, I'm like camp's gonna be gone.
We're not gonna sleep tonight. We're just gonna walk straight into the forest the entire
We're going to
time.
embrace.
Yep.
We're going to embrace exhaustion.
No one guarded us too. We're all gonna die in our sleep because there were 2 watch people who walked away from us.
Good luck, guys.
And we don't need them. They're weak. At least
You gotta-
someone is.
Yeah, now you don't have your punching bag in front of you.
Yeah, true.
There's no good punching bag, but I can just kill everything before it gets
Okay. I cannot. There's no advantage, but I cannot get lost in the forest.
Okay.
But imagine
That matters. Okay.
What do you mean? There's no? Oh, on rolls, you mean? There's no.
No.
advantage?
There's no advantage on survival checks or anything like
Right.
that.
Okay. You do move at normal speed, though. You said.
Wait, when you make intelligence or wisdom checks related to your favorite terrain, your proficiency bonus is doubled if you're using a skill that you're proficient in. Okay.
And I have
So like a
vision.
survival check.
Yeah.
So like a survival check, I would double my. So I
You would add 3.
double my proficiency.
Right. Okay.
So I want to kind of go in and just like probably half a mile, maybe. So
Okay.
just kind of look around.
And this is still like offline, but you're going in. Right?
Yeah, but like wandering around, like
Okay. Yep. Okay.
can't
And
get lost.
is there anything in particular you're looking for?
This is a regular forest, dude.
Doesn't matter. I can't get lost.
He's gonna get lost.
I just want to know what it is you're looking for.
I'm looking for signs of perhaps the next ruins, or whatever we're looking for. I don't.
Okay.
It's not like I know what we're looking for.
You're
but
looking
that-
for something that stands out that isn't necessarily foresty.
yes,
Something interesting.
or signs of like non-normal forest
Okay.
things.
And I'm helping.
Well, you're gonna have to roll.
So
Okay.
whatever you want me to do.
That's fine. So it's darkening at this hour of the day as the sun's going down, and then
That's why I want to do it right away. Before,
deep dark forest. It's not night dark yet, but it's still dark in the
Do you have
forest.
dark vision?
But I do.
nice.
You don't? Oh, yeah, you're kidding.
Wow.
Okay.
Did they sound me like that?
Gross.
Go ahead, just to not prolong this. Just go ahead and give me a roll, and if you can roll
What is
with
it?
advantage.
What roll?
Uh,
Perception or survival?
well, if you're looking, perception. Yes.
Which is still wisdom based, so I get double my proficiency.
You gonna need it?
Natural 20.
Wait, you need to see if you get
So
220.
that's a 29.
All right.
Not bad.
You find a sign that says "long-haired freaky people need not apply." I couldn't get it. As soon as you said looking for a sign, this instantly I knew you had to find that.
I didn't need advantage on that.
Okay, you don't find anything along the lines of like before. You had been looking, asked this creature to look for.
Yeah.
You described the black stone of the dungeons to it, and asked it to look specifically for that. You don't find that, but you do find something of interest that you find that just stands out to you because you've not seen this before. Is you come across one. The deeper you go, the more of these you see. There's a kind of tree growing here that you've never seen before, and it looks somewhat ornamental, and it's not like a tall tree reaching up into the canopy, and the way up overhead canopy, but it's kind of a medium-sized tree. Broad, would cast some shade if you could, get up close enough to it and be in the sunlight, kind of a thing. The trunks are about a foot in diameter on this tree. The bark, the color of the wood on it is grayish, but blue. It's almost a grayish or silvery blue. It's almost kind of an in between gray and blue, or so forth. The leaves are purple and green, kind of spearhead shaped.
Depends on the seeds.
And let's see, at this time of year, it is actually flowered out right now with yellow flowers.
So, does our wood elf maybe know what the trees are?
I will allow you to make a nature check.
Make a timber check.
With advantage since he's helping me, or no?
Well, I wouldn't know about them probably, right?
Yeah, this he wouldn't be much help on this one.
Yeah, he's just a dumb human.
11.
11. It seems like somewhere in the reaches of your mind you might have heard something like this described before, but any specific information about it is...
I have no memory of this tree.
Yeah, exactly. I have no memory of this tree. It seems like maybe it's familiar in some distant sense, but nothing that you can kind of pull to the surface and get any concrete
Would I
information
have any
about.
clue, does this tree have something to do with the fact that the Dragonborn got kind of woozy and didn't know what was going on? Like if I examine the tree, is there any? Like, can I see? Is there anything that's coming off of it, maybe, or like are the flowers releasing stuff into the air, maybe? I'm just. This is taking a guess.
You can make a perception check, or you can perception check if you're trying to look for that. Investigation if you're trying to draw conclusions, kind of a thing. You pick.
Investigation.
Well, I would just do a perception first because I want to see if there's something coming off.
No, I'm confused. How don't you have to
It's
roll
still
for getting
forest rules,
blocks?
maybe,
Like,
or not really.
the rest
Probably
of
not,
us
right?
did, and you
It
didn't.
doesn't really have to
Something
do with
Okay,
travel in
24.
the forest.
Only a 24.
Still pretty darn good.
It's terrible.
You don't see anything in particular aside from the fact that you've never seen a tree like this
Yeah, yeah.
before. It just looks like a tree.
Can I make an
Um,
investigation
and-
check about deducing
It's all
that?
a tree.
Like if that they're maybe related to that?
Sure.
My investigation's not very good, but 15.
15's not bad.
Did you roll 15?
You can't connect dots in terms of causation, but the fact that there was some sort of natural magical effect that some succumbed to, but most of you felt at least to some degree, and that it at least you at least get the sense that there's just something that's a bit odd about this forest, like it's something a bit more than just natural to this world, and that just as that effect may have been because of that, this tree maybe is because of that too. The tree is maybe an effect, not a cause, and everyone knows to varying degrees kind of the stories of the Fey Forest. It's shrouded in mystery and largely feared.
We just need to come investigate this place sometime. That'd be fun.
Take a sample back to the king. That way they can
So besides that, though, nothing specifically of interest.
No, you didn't notice anything.
I have a good idea. Why don't we
I'm
burn
gonna go
the
out
forest
and-
down?
yeah.
Let's burn the forest
Burn it
down.
I'll,
Yeah.
I'll pick a few leaves from this tree, the purple and green leaves,
Okay.
and show so you can show them to people. See if
Okay.
anyone else knows.
I would definitely know because where I live, there's lots of trees.
Yes.
Underground.
Yes.
I would know because I
Of the
named
mushroom
one nature.
variety.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a fungus expert.
So you're heading out?
Yep.
Okay.
I can't get lost.
And you get
I
lost.
will allow you to make your way back to the camp unscathed.
Although I'm surprised you didn't make Tom roll.
And this
For what?
teacher
For
really
getting
helped us
lost.
out.
He's with him.
Yeah, you can't.
What? We got lost when we were with
No,
you.
we never got lost. You
You
guys
didn't
just
get lost. You failed a saving throw.
Yeah, but saying they didn't do a saving
Forest,
throw.
you let the forest beat you. How does that make you feel? You got beaten by a timber.
Well, I'm
Did we
gonna
go far
burn it
last
down.
time?
Yeah,
We did.
yeah, we went pretty deep in.
I'm gonna blow my flame on it.
All right, camping.
Yeah, I'm tired.
We just all.
I'll show the leaves.
You're tired? Well, let's call it a wrap.
All
Thank
right.
you, everyone.
All
For
right.
no one at all.
That was a good.
I'll show the
session.
leaves to everybody back at camp, and I'm not guessing anybody's going to know them, but maybe if there's someone here that you would think would maybe know them, I don't know. Otherwise,
Okay.
you can skip it.
-1.
I'm just showing it to everybody.
I would say everybody can make a roll. All of you are going to be making it with disadvantage. Nature check.
Am I doing it again or no?
No, not you.
I might have remembered
Even if we're
something.
proficient in
I got a
nature?
15.
Hi.
Even if we're
You got a
proficient
15
in
with
nature?
disadvantage?
Yeah, it is disadvantage
Nice.
This
regardless.
guy's going to know everything about them.
If you change your dice, you're actually rolling good.
I'm -1.
I got a 15 with disadvantage.
Okay.
7.
I was hoping I was going to roll one, so I'd be like, yeah, I have disadvantage.
Doesn't even matter. Use this one.
I don't think anyone's going to.
That's,
Anybody get anything noteworthy?
I got a 5.
That is no
Not particularly noteworthy.
No.
Okay. With a 15, I'm going to say that in your studies, you essentially get the same sense as what Taèlios got.
Wow. Imagine living in a timber, and I know exactly as much about this as you do. When I
You
live
studied
underground.
stuff.
Well, you've come. It seems familiar. You know, your experience was all Underdark, but your learning was not all Underdark. So
I know more about the world than you do. And that is in character, by the way.
He was living in like the dark.
Okay,
for a while.
so at the camp, sticking with the revised schedule, we have Morzza and Farryn on first watch.
Let's go. Perception?
Yes.
Actually, I should have said that very slowly
Alright,
because
guys, roll
everyone
some
else
good
is an
today.
idiot compared to me.
I rolled a 5. I'm much smarter than you.
Alright, 19.
12.
Okay.
1912.
That was a good year.
I don't even know.
You, your watch passes uneventfully. However,
You all that.
The fox.
The animal.
The Raken.
Is that what you named it? Raken? I like that name actually. That's a good name for Raken.
what'd you name it?
Raken.
Raken?
Bacon. Did you bring that up last time?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
That was George.
We'll discuss that as I wake you
I
up.
thought we were naming it after Gurn.
Gurn Jr.
It does have to do with that creature. It has been keeping a bit of a distance from the camp each night, following as you travel, and obviously with you in some sense, but still kind of just keeping a distance and kind of making its own camp away from yours. You notice that it has crept closer tonight. It's sleeping closer to the camp. It's not all the way up, but it has moved up closer to the
Ooh,
camp.
I like this.
Whereas before it was maybe, let's say 40 feet away, it's cut that in about half.
Nice. Now
Time to
it's
catch
30 feet
it.
away.
Time to catch it.
I wonder if there's anything bad about this.
What about the orc
You
thing?
think we're like close to the forest where it came from?
What about the orc thing? You know that they said
Let's
there
not
was a bunch
say
of
that.
orcs?
Yeah, they're just supports. Alright, next watch.
So that's it. That's all I got for
I think
for
I'm
that.
on the second one.
Taèlios Thaèndrys.
Ooh, man, I was really paying attention tonight.
18.
I got not one.
Oh, that's good.
You were still in a meditative trance.
I was thinking about the
Push
tree
me up to
leaves.
5. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
really, I was focused on that shit.
Why can't I think what kind of a tree that is?
You got a tree person in real
That's a
life.
5 with.
Okay, your watch passes uneventfully.
You're welcome.
And the last one, Nixon Zeldreth.
Should I talk to my wolf friend?
Oof. That's a big fat rip.
That's not bad.
What's up with you guys?
That was not bad.
Someone else roll good.
What do you mean that was not bad?
What'd you get?
15. That's not bad.
10.
You have like a
10.
plus 8.
7.
Yeah, it's just-
Oh, 7, my bad. I have a plus 4.
You're a little sleepy, but you're up. You're watching. You're doing your job, and you got a 15. Okay.
I'm attentive to everything.
Okay.
Ooh, look at that worm.
All right.
I see Tom pick his nose during the night. I say, stop picking your nose.
Okay.
Wait.
Yep. Yeah.
You at one point you notice that this creature kind of stirs and gets up and wanders off towards the forest and into the blackness. And a while later, before the sunrise, comes back and kind of curls up where it was and is just kind of hanging out there, kind of awaiting the dawn at this point, kind of half asleep, half not.
Is it up?
That's mostly asleep. It came back. It was gone for a couple of hours. Came back, kind of made its bed, and spun around a little bit the way animals do before lying down, and then put its head on its paws and went to sleep.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna wait till it wakes up and then when it wakes up, I'm gonna ask it something.
Okay. The dawn comes. It was uneventful. Other than that, it's a new morning, and you may do so if you'd like.
Oh, talk to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna ask it was there something or what was your reason for coming closer and then leaving after a bit? Was there some monster close or something like that?
That's a long words.
What?
It says, woke up, just left.
Bathroom break. Are you ready to head out?
Mm-hmm.
You've already wasted too
And
much
on
time.
that note,
Let's go.
Spell.
I know we kind of went past the line, or that we thought, because I don't remember rolling exceptionally well at the very end of last session, so we were kind of going a little further. So on the way back, I want to suggest that, like, I'm assuming you have your horse, Morzza.
Yeah.
I suggest that you kind of ride in circles around us since you're going to be on the horse anyway. Just like, be out like half a mile away from us and kind of like roam and watch. Maybe you can have Nix with you or something on the horse so she can watch.
Someone else has another.
Okay, so from where you camped,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
you're going to. Are you going to try to head to the city, or are you going to try to backtrack to where you think the line was?
Probably backtrack a little bit.
Just head diagonally, like
We're just going to try to pick up the line on the way and have them kind of do the roaming so that we can.
if this is our line, we're
Okay.
back here. We're just gonna try to like.
Okay,
meet
so
back
you're
up.
taking the hypotenuse. You're not going back along the forest.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be that long.
Okay.
Is it Yoko now?
I don't think we went that far past.
Okay.
And then, so I guess we did have 2 horses, so maybe someone else could ride a horse and just go with him. We'd have the walking group, and then the horse group can just roam around the outside. I don't know who wants to ride the other horse. I'll probably stay with the on-foot people.
Yeah, I gotta protect you guys.
You'd probably be on the horse
I guess
track.
I can be on a horse.
Okay.
You're on a
You're the
horse.
fastest person. I'll get on a horse.
But I have high perception too, so if I need to roll.
Yeah, that's good. It'd be good to have someone out there with high perception. So.
Well, does
Um,
the gnome have high
Yeah.
perception?
The gnome's going with him anyways.
But whatever, it doesn't matter. That's fine.
Okay. Let's just, for travel's sake, let's just do a perception check
Do you want
for.
separate for the people that are away from us? Or?
Yeah. So
One for
if
each?
you can do. So you can roll separately. Scouting. Who's all out doing the scouting?
Those 3 are out scouting.
Okay. So the 2 with the 2 horses,
Yeah.
kind of staying together. I mean, a little ways apart, but you're traveling together.
Yeah.
They're scouting. So,
Scouting.
not
Right, but
right
not
on top of
scouting
each other.
separately though.
Yeah.
Like they're staying within range, within sight, so forth. Okay.
Yeah. But you guys might be like, what?
Okay.
Few hundred
So
feet
you
away from
guys
each other,
can.
just kinda-
So you can roll. Just you each can roll perception, and then you each can roll perception. Okay, but I'm treating it as 2 separate. It's all for a day of travel, but 2 separate groups.
So we're all.
Okay, so let me start with the scouts.
21.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Wow, that was impressive.
Wait, are we all?
That's why you have
He
to
said
do
with
that.
Oh,
enthusiasm.
we're supposed to roll 2?
Okay.
I'll roll better than you, Caleb, by a lot.
As you travel throughout this day, there's nothing that stands out to you that you've seen, other than the natural wildlife and evidence of various creatures that have skittered here and there throughout this area. For the rest of you, actually, probably what might make sense is these 2 make the perception checks and you make a survival check.
Okay, I already rolled, so.
If you want to keep it, you can.
Well, my survival's awful, but I rolled a 2.
Roll
that's
again.
amazing.
You said you could roll again.
I'm giving you the option.
Why do you keep it
So
2?
re-roll
I don't
a
care.
perception.
You
You're
can roll
rolling
1
your
now.
Survivor.
This is perception.
You know this.
3. You can get any worse.
I'm surprised you took it. I thought it had to be in the thing.
Yeah, a little better.
No, it has to be in roll.
Right, it does.
You're not happy unless you roll a 1.
It's fine, it's fine.
Imagine it was a
What'd you
1.
get?
I got, we'll just say bump it up to 9 from an 8.
What'd you get?
I got 17.
24. I rolled that 20.
Okay, so
You did something to your dice.
I rolled a nap. So
same deal for you 2. You're not. Nothing stands out. There are no encounters, and there's nothing odd that you see.
I notice a lot of stuff, but I keep it to myself.
Yep. And you are trying to you're watching the sun. You're trying to get your trajectory.
Pillow.
I want that out of there. You know what you're trying to find that line.
Yep.
And at the end of the day,
Not sure.
you think you've got it.
Good job.
You're maybe not you're not 100% necessarily.
Oh my gosh.
You feel like
the sun
traveling past and then finding that and kind of the more you look around, the more margin of error there might be, but you think you're close. You think you're
The
worse.
more you look, the worse it gets.
Imagine
I
being
close my
a
eyes.
You might do better.
Okay, so it is time to camp. Anything in particular before we start doing?
Maybe you should
For my
watch.
spells, do I need to have the like? I can just get a horse will stay there forever until it dies, right?
As far as I know,
What is the
I mean,
what is
just
the
whatever the
duration?
spell
That's-
What's the
description
duration on it?
Well, there's no duration on it.
So yeah, then it's around
Well,
until
it
you.
says 10 minutes, I guess.
That's the casting time.
That's the casting
Because
time.
duration is instantaneous, so it's just forever, I would assume, right?
Yeah, until you.
Instantaneous, it says for duration.
Yeah.
Where?
Oh.
Right here.
No.
Find steed.
I would have to imagine that that's permanent until he gets rid of it.
That's unless it says
That's what,
otherwise.
that's what it says. It says like
Yeah.
it stays with you until
Yeah.
you cast
And then
it
once,
on.
if it takes enough damage to poof out of existence, then you just have to resummon it at some point.
Yep.
Okay.
Are we camping again?
Yeah. No, we're going through the night getting.
Go ahead,
Let's
plan.
go back to the forest.
Yeah, good idea.
Do you think we should plan our beans tonight?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Not tonight.
That sounds like a job for Farryn.
Yeah, we should do it in the
We
morning.
could break out the fruit.
Maybe.
I'm not very hungry.
Grow your own volcano. That's how you take out a dungeon. Just plant a volcano in it.
Yep.
Burn it all. You
That-
lose all the loot, of course, but you cut it.
Now, if it's magical, maybe not.
Fatality.
You never know.
Double kill.
Okay. If there's nothing else, you can go ahead and roll your watches. Morzza Farryn first.
I'm sleeping with one eye open tonight.
What do you got?
9.
10.
Nice.
Okay.
You just pay attention to that?
I used all my good rolls in the force.
All right.
Did you just roll like a 3?
You're maybe not at the most alert you've ever been, but nothing happens on your watch.
Right. Nothing does.
I'm going to chew them out for being very.
You don't even know about it.
Next, the T's.
17.
15.
Okay. You know there's nothing happens during your watch, but your little animal companion gets up at some point and wanders away to the south.
Follow it.
Is that the direction I went before? South? Is it always going the same
It
direction?
went towards the forest.
Do you think
yeah.
he walks away going, oh, where's that go?
You think you're going downhill.
Alright, third watch. Do your
Okay.
thing.
I don't have the third watch.
Yikes.
I was about to be
This
off the
watch
third
is
watch.
good thing I'm staying awake for this one.
16.
16?
No. Hey, that's right. Horrible.
Wow, he's got 11 on that one. That's awesome.
That was like a 4 that I rolled. 8.
8? Okay.
12.
12. Okay. You're a little sleepy, but yeah, you stay awake. You do your job. You
Yeah.
about halfway through your watch, you hear noise, the sound of something moving in the grass, and you watch as into the firelight this creature wanders back in and comes up to about the 20 feet or so that it had been staying the previous night, I guess, and comes even closer toward you, to about
It's your old master.
10 feet from you.
Master Shifu.
And it sits down, kind of in a relaxed position, and is just looking at you, and blinks a couple of times, and then just kind of curls up and goes to sleep. This is just a couple hours before dawn.
Okay, it's gonna be like 0 feet the next time.
And then it's going to get up closer, and then it's going to be like just like that. Like,
Oh, by the way, oh shoot, I don't have it to send you,
You're right.
because my phone is one of the cameras right now.
You have a
but
picture of the animal?
I do.
Just tell us
Just
what
tell us
the
the
name.
name.
We'll look it up.
Google it.
You drew it?
It's not like that. Anything, that's it. Unless there's something else you're doing, the day will dawn.
I look to the east.
Doesn't sound like they're doing anything.
All right?
Yeah.
Alright, continuing on.
We're sitting in silence.
This is. I can't wait to keep doing. This is gonna be
I
a fun
look at
session.
Zeld-
I'm ready for this.
A Zeldreth in smug silence as I see the creatures closer to me than to him.
Yeah, right.
Roll for smug silence.
And then I just stand
She
over
uses-
you, and then
she
you're
uses
just a
vicious
bishop
mockery on him.
compared to me.
What?
A bishop.
What's a midget?
Whatever. Yeah, that's the one.
I thought I was missing something.
Yeah, that's the
No,
D&D
it's
form.
just his intelligence
I
coming
thought
through.
Yeah.
towards where it
That's
is.
the low intelligence.
So it can be used
They're doing the same thing anyway.
Okay.
So on travel today, I'm gonna ask Zeldreth to help me look using survival for the line.
Okay.
He's proficient in survival, so that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't even matter since you rolled twice.
I know. I'm saying it would make sense that you would help me.
Yeah, then I don't get a roll.
Okay. So, based on the terrain, okay, so you're going to do survival, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me start with that for right now for this stage.
He's gonna help me.
Okay.
Are you? Is that fine?
Yeah, sure.
He doesn't want no midget helping him.
Exactly.
What? Is it 12?
What? No. What? What? I'm not laughing at what you did.
23.
23. Okay.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
You feel like okay, so two things. You discern where you are now. You can tell that you're close enough to the city, and you're pretty sure you guys will arrive there at the end of this day.
Oh, really? I thought we were further than that.
Holy smokes.
Man, we walked fast.
I swear it took us longer to go on our horses.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah. No, it didn't. You went diagonally that way, and further. It was actually further out from where you were before you got to the edge of the forest. And actually, that battle took place after you were past that lobe. So you were already skirting the forest. It only took you a couple of days to get there.
Interesting.
It took you 3 days now, or you believe it will end up taking.
It must be
you 3
those
to get
fruits.
back
They
from
really
where you were.
sped our progress up.
Yeah.
So.
Some of the city.
That being said, knowing where you are now, at least you think in relative to the city,
We're probably not gonna hit anything before.
it wouldn't surprise you not to, but you also think that you were fairly close to the line.
We just missed the mile wide pit that had the.
So it must be in the forest.
Yeah.
So you know you can see the
Just
signs
walk
of
in
your
there,
proximity
hopefully
to the
get that.
city. If anyone else, if you guys want to make perception checks, you can.
Oh, of course, yeah. I would love to.
No, you
I
don't.
am very perceptive.
Yeah.
I got a 6.
I'm still rolling. See what I get. 16. Doing my 16.
It's fine.
23.
37.
Wow,
Natural 20?
Yeah.
nice.
You'll never see us roll that in combat, though.
Okay. Those of you who got higher than, let's say, got 12 or higher.
That's just rude.
Me.
I got high too.
As about halfway through your day of travel, you begin to notice that this creature is falling back further and further.
Oh no.
Slowing down, and a bigger distance is growing between you and it.
Oh no, that's terrible.
It's either.
Raking? What's
Anyways.
shaking?
Okay.
Does anyone want to do anything, or are we just going to leave it in our dust?
We'll find it again in the wagon.
Top of that
We already
river.
told it that we were going to be going to the city, so it probably knows.
I told it, I think.
Alright,
I talked to that
Okay.
ninja.
we're going to speed on to the city.
I will
Okay.
ride back and I'll speak to animals on myself, and I'll tell them that we're heading to town, and that we'll probably come back this way eventually, in maybe a couple of days, to try to find the thing you're looking for.
Okay.
What, is it looking for something?
So
we
Oh.
that
Yeah,
we
that is-
are looking for.
I'm with you, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I pull out some from my pack and toss it towards you too.
Okay. You toss some food.
I looks at you angrily because he doesn't like people feeding
Well, you're
my pet.
not
You're
with
not
us.
with him.
Yeah, you're not with him, so you can't look at him.
My guy,
You're not with them.
my guy's.
You're hoofing it.
Look,
Okay.
I can see him.
It takes it and starts to eat it, and then stands up with it just hanging in its mouth, and then kind of runs up to where you're on the horse with him. Is that right?
Okay.
Runs up to the two of you and kind of stands up and is looking up at you and just stares at you for a minute, and then gets down and turns around and just starts to head off, carrying the food in his mouth. Yep, the way you came.
What is it staring at?
Why are you my pet?
That's rude.
It just likes
It
to
just
see.
likes me.
Because you're small and unthreatening.
I'm not back whatever expected them.
Alright, let's get in the city. We don't have much to do.
Sorry, hold on. I need to deal with this. So you said your thing, and I only dealt with yours. In response to yours, since you cast Speak with Animals, it says that it will wait and watch.
See you on the flip side.
Okay.
Okay.
Midget.
Yeah. That's the word I recreated.
I do like it.
Okay. And with that, as the day wanes and the sun drifts further west, as it's just coming down to towards the horizon, you come up.
Enter the city.
You get close enough that you can see the river valley off to the west, and you see the city far ahead of you. What?
The guy at our end trampled and waiting for us to come back.
And as night falls, it's still twilight. You arrive back at Elestria.
We seek immediate counsel with the king.
No, we wait for our grand procession to enter the castle, of course.
Yeah.
I think he'll like being woken up to ask him about planting seeds in the garden.
Hey, you mind if we like try this? Grew really cool.
So it's nighttime. Where are you going to go?
Back
Like
to the
Farryn.
inn.
Okay.
You didn't find any orcs. What the heck?
You might as well send him a letter saying that we're here, and then we'll come and
Yeah,
talk to him.
we can do
tomorrow.
that once we get to the end.
Wouldn't it be better to do when there's nobody there instead of like 50 people in the inn?
Once we get to the inn, I'm assuming it's getting kind of late, so there's probably not much left to do. We're just gonna kind of head to bed.
Okay. So you're going back to the Traveler's Way.
Yep.
Okay.
He's very sad to see us again.
Welcome party.
Yes, you actually, as you walk in, there's a bit of a crowd there because it's not late. It's kind of post dinner or late dinner hour. So there are people in there eating. There's nobody playing on the stage right now, but you can tell the bar isn't hopping quite as much, or the lounge part of this inn is not hopping quite as much as it had been. And just so you know, and have a sense of time, let me look here. You have been gone for two and a half weeks.
What?
Already?
Yeah,
Yep.
we were in the business for a long time.
You left.
Took us like a week to get there.
Yeah,
Week to
you
get back.
left
Yeah,
town.
horses.
You left town on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
last, at the end of the 4th week of the first month. And then you were gone the whole last week of that month. You've been gone the whole first week of the new month, and now it's halfway through the next week. So 2.5 weeks you've been gone.
Are you gonna buy some
All right.
more
Well, once we get
horses?
there, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get in my room and head upstairs and start writing this letter.
Okay?
I'm gonna ask the inn dude to keep our horses in a safe spot or whatever.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a drink.
Okay.
My horse and the other war
I'm
horse or
joining him.
whatever.
Okay. Yes, he's excited. He's certainly, and he calls one of the staff there, and has them take your horses off to the stable. Well, horse off to the
Two.
stable.
No, we have
What do
two.
you
We have
I
two
have two
horses.
of them.
Yeah.
Both,
Yes,
both,
it is.
both of them are mine.
Yeah,
Take
but
care of
one's
this
like a-
ghost horse.
Yours would go off to the stable too. Is that what you're going to do
The
with it?
war horse, yeah.
Okay.
And the other horse.
You have a spirit horse.
Alright.
Everyone can tell it's a spirit. Not fooling anyone.
Fair enough.
Farryn, I
No,
get it.
fair and
Ah. Oh, a very spectral horse. They take it off. He's ecstatic. Asks you, what would you like to eat? Takes your orders. Those of you.
I asked if the food can be delivered to my room.
Okay. Certainly. You're staying down in the lounge. What's everybody else doing?
I'm probably gonna go back up to my room.
Okay.
I will stay
I
in the
have a
lounge.
Wizard things.
Have an arm wrestle with some people.
Let's not get into this again.
Get 2 copper for 5 minutes. Good idea. Wait 5 minutes for 2 copper.
Okay.
Many.
All right, so let's divide up then. You're going to your room and you're going to send a letter to
Yeah.
whom and what are you saying?
I'm going to send the letter back. It's to the
Okay.
same person, but
Yeah.
who knows who's going to open it. In the letter, I'm going to say we've arrived back in Elestria, we've arrived back in Elestria. Would like to discuss a couple things before we head out again to try to find the next dungeon. Perhaps discussing these gnolls also while we're at it. When would be a good time to meet?
I guess we don't have a campfire going in the inn right now, do we?
Oh, there's a fire in the
There's definitely a fire upstairs. I've got my room's kind
You
of decked
said,
out.
you said it
with
was quieter
forestry.
than that was before. So.
That was orcs that they were talking
Okay.
about.
Are you staying in your room for the night?
Yeah.
Okay. So an hour later, you receive a response, but it comes not from Davros, but from Kavnor.
I love Kavnor. He's awesome.
And it says, there is much to discuss. Can you, well, yeah,
Can you meet tonight?
can you be at the palace in the morning?
Yeah.
I'll just send a letter back say, of course,
Make it
we'll be there.
afternoon.
We'll be there at dawn. No,
Open a spot for your busy schedule.
Yeah. Well,
no, we'll be there between 9 and 10. That's when we were there before. I think
Yeah.
same time as we were there before, basically.
Okay. I think that was 9, if I remember right.
I'm only 4 hours of sleep, so I'm going to be whenever.
We can finally see if that dude survived. They got paralyzed.
4
or
hours
whatever.
of trance.
Or how he's doing.
All right, let's just rush through this in, guys. You don't
Okay,
need to do
yeah,
arm wrestles.
I'm not doing myself. I want to talk with people and ask them about what's happened around Elestria while we've been gone. To figure out if anything crazy's happened.
Keeping the place straight, eh?
I thought
You
said
said there's no music.
playing.
That's the stereo.
There's
Huh?
no one
The
playing.
radio.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's pop rocks.
I'll knock that off. There's no one playing. Unless you hop up there and play.
No.
I'm a little
Okay.
rusty.
Okay, you're asking about...
Just asking around people there, asking what's happened. Not asking, but asking them trying to figure out what happened around Elestria within the 2 weeks you've been gone or whatever.
Okay. It doesn't take you long to discern that the topic that is dominating most conversations right now has to do with a large pack of gnolls.
Yeah.
And everybody seems uptight about it, and people are starting to talk about, you're hearing things, if it's not one thing, it's another, and people are kind of remembering a month and a half ago how there was trouble on the roads, and it wasn't safe to travel, and now it feels like it's, again, not safe to travel. And just kind of a, people like to complain and bellyache about stuff, and that's what they're complaining and bellyaching about right now. But underneath it is a bit of legitimate fear of traveling too. That apparently there's been enough.
Down this next day.
There's been enough word and there's enough of a legitimate threat from what people have heard that they're really apprehensive about traveling again.
Where's this group at? What's our rivals?
What
What are they called?
I can't even
The
remember.
Myth
Myth
Stalkers.
They're
Stalkers.
so
Myth
insignificant, I don't even remember their name.
Mist Stalkers?
Myth.
Myth
Ooh,
Stalkers.
they're gonna drizzle.
Oh, I missed.
Where are they at?
Probably not
They
helping.
did nothing.
Yeah.
Are Knowles a big deal?
No.
We killed Nolan. Remember, we
Easy.
killed them when we were
Roll,
heading to our
roll
first one.
those of you who are in the tavern and you're having this conversation, roll a. If you're, let's see, how do I want to
Roll an intimidation check to see if you can intimidate them into telling you.
No,
My
just
intimidation
a
is +4.
just a persuasion.
Intimidation?
Yeah.
You're literal
Persuasion.
Persuasion?
ninja.
Yeah, because you're persuading them to tell you about it.
Yeah, it's a charisma type check. You're getting in the group, and you can do it with advantage because people know who you are.
Okay, there you go. Thank goodness.
Oh, you didn't get wrecked.
You just persuade them, tells everything.
Not on your
Persuade
first
them
roll.
to turn over their entire.
Okay, so what do we have?
16.
18.
You have a minus?
22.
Okay,
My
all right.
charisma's garbage.
My charisma is amazing.
My Christmas even.
The group of you. So, are you three the only one down there? You guys are.
I'm down
I'm
there.
probably gonna be in my bed.
Okay.
anyways.
Okay,
I have
so
19 charisma.
the
Tank is tired.
people.
Yeah. He ate that apple. I ate that apple or whatever the heck it is. Fruit. Tired.
You
Durian.
people are perked up a little bit by your presence, and there's also a bit of a. It's not really like being starstruck, but it's kind of like that you guys are wanting to talk to people. It kind of gives them this sense of importance, because you guys have kind of become something in this environment of this
special.
So through these conversations, you're able to hear that there's rumors, and probably fairly reliable rumors, you gather, that the Myth Stalkers actually did go in search of these gnolls.
Yeah, right.
But no one has heard anything. No one here in this tavern, anyway, knows anything about.
They all died.
Let's
You
go.
know, stealing their treasure.
A
Yeah.
bunch of midgets.
Yeah, exactly. I hate midgets.
You have your episode name, by the way.
What's that?
I said you
Midgets.
have your episode
I don't
name.
even. Is it MIDGEUPS?
No, UPS, yeah.
Midgets?
I thought, no, I thought
Midgets.
it have to be EPS.
What was it supposed to be?
Midgets. He tried to say midget to her, and he said midget.
Oh, because you're.
No one's told me otherwise. It wasn't midgets. It's been midgets, not midgets.
We call it midgets and monsters, or monsters and midgets.
Okay.
We didn't see any monsters.
I didn't know what was.
Well, we might if we hurry up here.
Yeah. Stop saying midgets, jeez.
Okay.
Alright.
That's what you learn in terms of that.
I'll probably head up.
Okay.
It's probably getting late now.
Okay. Up. Calling it a night. Okay.
As they come upstairs, I'll let everyone know that we're going to meet at the King's Palace at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. All right. You're in the inn. Uneventful nights of sleep, unless there's anything you want to do. Other than that, if not, we are.
No, I already have everything done with my magic items. Just gotta go through my list, make sure everything looks good.
You have like 17 magic items?
Something like that.
Okay. So the morning comes. You're going to head to the palace.
Yep, 9 o'clock.
A water bottle.
Oh, you know what? We should probably check out the magic. Do we have how much more money do we have?
We got a lot of money.
I don't think we got that much.
Go shop.
I say we
do
might
need to go sell our
we
gems
might
and stuff at some point.
hit up to the
Yeah,
magic
I'll
shop.
sell the gems still.
Check out some new merch in the morning.
You got it all added up.
merch?
I think we get that star ring. I think we have enough for that.
I
don't we?
didn't add it up, but I have it listed.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot of money.
It's not that much.
Let's just save up.
Because we had the orc encounter on the way, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this was what we had left.
Why didn't that we're going to the king's castle or whatever, I guess.
Yeah. While he's looking that up, yeah, we go to the castle.
Okay.
Yep.
What route are you taking?
Through the front gate.
The route that they said that they would let us take from I can't remember which one it was. Through the Knights area or whatever.
Okay. Through. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
the
what,
barracks or something.
what he specifically gave you permission to do now is travel through Crown Crest.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Crown Crest is the portion of the city that is under guard. It's not gated, but it is guarded.
We're gonna go that way
Ooh,
then.
we're important. We need to go that way.
Yeah, we gotta go that way to feel good about ourselves.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you, as you make your way there, I'm just going to turn this down because you're no longer in a tavern. You make your way up through the streets and on your way north towards the palace. And as you approach Crown Crest, the line that divides that, you see at the streets that intersect the portion of the city that you're traveling through right now. You see guards standing at the roads, and
It's gotta be Gerd or
Oh, I'm Gerd.
Reggie.
Reggie.
Jinx.
and as you approach,
now we're gonna see him again.
What kind of a game is this?
You're
Fan
dead.
favorite characters are
They
already
died.
I go into rage. Tip one of them.
That's me, not you.
Monk Rage.
Yep. I become the Adam.
You see as you approach that the guards, when the guards discern that you're not turning down the street, but heading towards them and towards the road that will lead up toward the palace. You can see them kind of try to fortify their presence there at the road, and
We don't.
I stand there with my tallest.
and as you're but as you're walking up, and you can see that they're kind of giving you a once over and all that, and you see one of them turn to the other one and whisper something, and then turn back, and one of them says, "Ho there, your names, please."
Say my name.
Critical perception.
Where's the critical perception? We start singing the song.
Like an 80s montage starts up of all your deeds that have led to that name.
Mm-hmm.
We start singing about brave Sir Robin. Yeah, so we'll tell
I'll,
just tell
I'll
them
show
names.
the letter from Kavnor to meet at 9 a.m.
them our names and
They probably know who we are.
Okay.
we have an appointment. Be ashamed to miss it.
Okay. They say, they kind of stand aside and say, "It's an honor to meet you. You may pass."
Right, yes.
I'll thank them. All
Okay.
right.
You make your way up the road, and it is very obvious that you're traveling through a portion of the city that is wealthy. It is not buildings stacked on top of buildings. They're close knit. It's still a medieval-ish city, but everything is nicer. Everything is cleaner. The shops that you see are in a much better state. They seem to have a much higher quality of merchandise that they sell, whether it's a common goods store or a clothing store, which you walk by one.
Are there other magic stores?
You don't see that as you walk by. You do see...
Well, map stores.
Random question.
Yeah.
The mage of the wand of the war mage and the staff I have, the bonus is wooden stack, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So you can sell them?
Well, so the staff is a +2, the wand I have is a +1, so
Get rid of the wand.
that's on here.
There is no... You don't see... just on the road you're on anyway. It's not like you're covering the whole portion of this part of the city. But...
I rolled a 16.
Hey,
so
maybe
I
we
perceive
gotta
that.
Maybe we gotta say something about that shop when we're here. You know, you said spread it around. What if we say something about it? You know.
the jeweler... There's a jeweler.
Ooh,
There's a
there you
banker.
Store Golden.
I mentioned a clothing store. In fact, as you walk by the clothing store, you hear a bell ring and the door opens and a blue Dragonborn walks out.
They
And,
immediately start.
wait! I might be wrong about that. Let me double check.
Arm wrestle time. Arm wrestle.
I think you mean, isn't it?
They do like that. They do like
Yeah.
the thing where like you just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, sorry, I have this one mixed up with a different merchant.
Wow.
So dumb.
This
Darn
is
it.
the
guy walks out and just punches the guy.
This is a half elf actually.
Oh, that's lame.
A
You
half
walk right
elf,
past that guy.
Brother.
I'm not a half elf.
male half elf,
I'm pure.
blonde hair, bright blue eyes, light complexion.
Mudblood.
Comes out and is kind of looking at you down his nose as you walk up the street, and he's kind of looking around like he's looking for something.
He's looking for guards. He's like,
And
what
he
is
sees you and
We ignore him.
You should be like,
what are you doing in this part of the city?
We should ignore him.
I'll stand up my tallest.
I put my ring
And
on.
I'll look down on him and I'll be like, what are you doing here? And I'll try to intimidate him.
you should be like, you have a problem, punk.
no. You know, I should.
Make a roll.
Oh my, this guy just got free to run. 25.
25.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said what?
What are you doing here?
He says. He kind of looks at you and tries to gather himself a little bit. And says, I own this establishment, and no offense, but we don't typically have riffraff
I knew he was gonna say riff-raff.
coming down this road. Guards! Guards!
I'll tell them, like, be quiet. They just let us in. How do you think we got in here?
That's
such a
exactly
dumb
what I was
comeback.
wondering.
That's such a dumb comeback, Caleb.
I'm gonna wait for the guards to come. I'll just stand there and wait for them to come.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like, as I keep walking, just make some remark about how the riffraff that he's commenting about are the ones that made the roads safe. But don't worry, we'll just keep walking.
I'm gonna cast behind him. I'm gonna cast Silent Image. And it's gonna be a duplicate of him.
Are we gonna kill this guy or what?
It's gonna be a duplicate of Steven, but taller.
Okay. Like in the shop because
Like
he's
right
standing
behind,
in the door.
right behind him.
Okay.
And he's just gonna be like this. Cross his arms, like looking down at him.
Okay. It makes no noise, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So he wouldn't see it until someone points it out.
Okay. It 20, 30 seconds, and you start to hear the sound of footsteps coming up the road. And there are other people in the road too, but you can kind of hear the sound of heavy footfalls and
Sometime turn around.
chain links
Get ready for this.
sloshing around.
Right,
And you
from-
see the guards coming up from around a corner. Not the same ones that let you up and gave you passage into this part of town, but other guards who are within earshot. And you can see them coming up, approaching the shop where you are and seeing this man standing there. And they approach, and one of them steps up and says, "Yes, Mr. Polvar, what can we do for you?" He says, "Well, it seems that just anyone can come through Crowncrest nowadays. I've not seen these here before, but surely they do not have passage through this part of the city." And the guards look at you, and one of them, same one, asks you to give your names.
Show the letter again.
He looks it over. All right, then. Looks like you're good to go. Sorry, Mr. Polvar, but they do have permission to be here.
I'll walk over to the guy and shake his hand. Like, keep up the good work.
To the guard? Or
Yeah. The guard, right in front of the dude. I'm gonna stare straight at him as I tell him, like, keep up the good work. I'm gonna
Good work,
stare
soldier.
straight at the guy and just stare him down.
Okay.
He's not gonna sell us anything.
The guard kind of...
And I'm gonna
Tentatively
have
takes
a gold piece in my hand. I'm gonna shake his hand and I'll give it to him. as I do
bribing
that.
The guard kind of tentatively shakes your hand. He's not used to having people offer to shake his hand.
And I'll
You're
squeeze a
welcome,
little
and-
hard a little bit so you can see my strength.
Comes away. You're welcome. You're welcome. A good day to you.
Mark that
And they
down.
turn it, and you've been looking at the...
Yeah, just staring straight at him.
And he's just kind of standing there with his arms crossed, looking at you and looking all of you over. Just says,
Turn around and send
day that such a troop of adventurers can come marching down this street and right by the doors of the fashion focus.
As soon as he turns around and sees it,
And
I'm
and he's,
banishing it instantly.
and he's turning around and he's, going to close the door and he turns around. Ah!
And it goes away. Instant.
And he looks back at you.
I'm gonna say, you okay there?
It was
I'll
fine.
say, you look like...
No, you should ask.
Wait, I know what I'm saying.
Protection from the riff.
I'll say, you look like you've seen a ghost.
He says, "Indeed." He
Like
looks,
level 20.
he says, "Well, if you ever need fine clothing, and since you can travel through Crowncrest, it seems, the fashion focus is at your service." And he he's torn it. Closes the door. Ding! He goes his own way.
As he closes the
All
door.
right,
I'm
I'm
done.
good. I'm done. Session over. We did
Yep.
we won.
We spent like our whole morning.
We're
We're
just
like
gonna run
late.
all of our spells, messing with this one.
Wait, my guy used rage on him.
I should have summoned my horse. Right next to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Shut up, minor
you make your way.
I was thinking the same thing.
You make
Might
your
be
way
creative style.
to the palace, and as you get there, the guards simply greet you. You're not being escorted now, and as you walk up towards the palace, towards the main door, you see off at the courtyard, once again, Cavnor sitting outside, smoking a pipe in the courtyard, gesturing to you to come his way.
We should show him the leads we got.
And so you arrive over where he's sitting and say, welcome, come, sit down, have a seat, there are plenty.
I'll say,
Have
I'm
a
sorry
fruit.
we're late. We had some elf stop us in the street.
Half elf?
Some
Half-breed
some
elf.
guy who had a clothing store.
Ah, Sounds like you encountered Caspin Polvar. He's a bit full of himself, but he makes quality clothes, I must say.
Are they magic?
Not to my knowledge, other than
Garbage.
they certainly appear that way. He's quite talented.
Maybe I need to get a magic cape that makes it look like I have wings or something. Probably costs a lot though. If I could buy that
He's saying, he's not saying they're magical. He's
I know.
saying that they are so well made, one might believe they are.
That's pointless though, Josh.
I wouldn't say they're well made unless they're magical. So.
Make a weird noise.
But
Made like a bubbling noise.
on this,
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it was like something.
Like alchemy or
This is
something.
pipe.
Why is he blowing bubbles in his head?
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. What was it? Oh, here. Was it this?
No.
There's one on here that's called burps and drink noises.
That's probably what it was. It was probably like a bird.
Yeah.
It's a good pipe.
Apparently, I hit the
Volume in the last
Yeah.
As we approach, we'll, as we kind of gather down, we'll be like, I'll say, like, so let's not dawdle. We got a lot to talk about. Who wants to go first?
Not it.
He says, well, why don't you tell me what has happened in these last couple of weeks? I know, of course, that you found another elf lord.
And yeah, so we'll go into a little bit more detail on the stuff that we found in the cave. We'll mention that we fought a hydra in that cave, and then that the hydra also got hold of our horses, and so we kind of...
But there was something else.
You know, about
Yeah, and then that's what I was going to say. We're going to mention this other creature that
But we believe there may have been a dragon.
we don't know if it was a dragon or not, but we know something scaly and green and winged
it's
attacked.
very big.
Yeah, attacked
Bigger than the
the
Hydra.
hydra.
It's definitely a dragon. It's no doubt.
We can describe the footprint on the ground.
Yeah, I'll draw out the footprint. So I have parchment.
I'm gonna give Cavnor some of my hydra teeth and sprinkle this out here. Take a couple of them. Have him a couple hydra teeth.
He takes it all in. He's eager to hear about everything that you encountered there, whatever creatures that you encountered and such. The Hydra is fascinating to him that you encountered that and triumphed over it. When you start describing what you found where the horses were, he looks deep in thought, but he says, that would be quite something if you had indeed encountered, or nearly encountered, a dragon after all these years. To be honest with you, I'm at the point where almost nothing would surprise me, but there are so many, many creatures in this world. In the absence of further evidence, I'm not sure what to believe. But
We have the scales that there was, or what's there? There wasn't
No,
scales.
I got
Hydra
hydra
scales,
scales and
yeah,
hydra teeth. I have a lot of them.
I mean, just describing the obviously it's something winged at the very least, but green.
The horse already said it looked like me and Steven though. It's definitely a dragon. There's no doubt.
The other
could be
stuff
some
that
other
look like
could be some other.
says there are certainly other creatures that are draconic in nature. Perhaps it was one of those. Or, given recent events, perhaps it was a dragon. Who knows? Keep your eyes open.
We asked him, is there anybody in the town that would be knowledgeable on like creatures, mystical or ancient, or maybe even this is just not a dragon and it's something else? Would someone know? Like if we could give it like details like the claw pattern or
He says, let me give that some thought. I have some contacts. There's others I might like to ask about that. I wasn't always an advisor to the king, you know. And I've not encountered a dragon, certainly. But encountered some strange things. Nothing that quite fits this description, though. Wyvern, perhaps?
Too small.
I think so. Maybe too small based on the claw pattern.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We'll revisit that. Is there anything else you want to tell him?
The leaves.
We tell
Yeah,
him
we'll tell them we're pretty sure that the next place we have to go is into the Fey Forest. And we said we ran into a little bit of issues. We were kind of investigating a little deep into the forest, and some of the party members kind of got woozy and kind of lost their sense.
Disoriented.
Lost their sense. So kind of a twofold question would be like, does he know what would cause that, and does he know if there's anything that could help us traverse that area without having those effects?
Yes, well, you're not the first to come under the effects of the Fae's magic. The old stories and legends exist for a reason. It is indeed a nature of the forest to disorient, to confuse and confound. I've experienced it myself. What I have found is that time can help you through that, though different people experience the effects differently, and it can take longer for others. Shorter for some, longer for others.
I'll show him the leaves from the tree and ask him if he knows what. So these are a different kind of tree that we found. Couldn't really identify. Does he know what kind of tree this was?
He asked for a description of the tree itself.
Yeah, and we'll give him the blue bark and then show him the purple and green leaves, which are probably dried up a little bit.
Yeah, he says, yes, I haven't seen one of these in a long, long time. These, to the best of my memory, are called Vulas trees.
That's right.
Yeah, and actually, yes. And actually, yes. He said, Vulas trees. That's right.
That's V-U-L-U-S?
V-U-L-A-S.
Vulas. Do they have any like special properties that he's aware of?
Or the bark, or any part of the tree?
Not that I know of. They seem to be otherworldly, as I recall. Always a bit apprehensive to engage too much with them, but yes, the deeper you go in the forest, the more you will see them.
I wonder if you can take one, get a seed from one, and bring it out of the forest, and plant it somewhere else.
Probably not.
Speaking of seeds, I pull out the seeds from my bag of holding and say we encountered a magical item that we planted a bean and it grew a magical tree which had some very tasty fruit on it, and also a few that were more dangerous, but that maybe we could maybe there could be some use for these seeds if they would grow a tree here.
Magical bean in a magical tree.
Well, I'll show him one of the fruits.
Tell me.
I'll show him one of the fruits. I'll offer it to him.
Yeah.
Wait, here we go.
You can
I'll offer fruits.
You can tell him that it's,
Number
you can get a little bit.
Wow, that was a great roll.
You almost did my
16.
get this out. Take out.
Number 16.
He takes it and looks it over.
No, what are you doing that?
Yes, interesting. Interesting. You ate these, you say.
Yeah.
A few of us did, yeah.
And?
There was a lot of them that were really, really good, and then there was a couple that were
Really, really poisonous.
really bad.
Yeah.
I can neutralize poison. I'll say I can.
Yeah. Yes. Only live once, as they say. And he takes a bite. And this is what one?
16.
He can freaking die when he kills Thaèndrys.
He's gonna die.
As long as you have a healing story or something.
He's like level 20.
Number
I'm not
16.
gonna touch him.
Yep.
He eats it, chews. Takes another bite,
Nice.
keeps eating, eats it all around until there's just a little core left in the middle. Quite delicious. Thank you.
Give him another one.
We'll just say the tree was magical. We thought it would be interesting if we tried planting one of these. Maybe it would be cool to try planting it in the King's Garden. Or maybe not.
May I keep this core?
Sure, yeah.
I will perhaps bring it up with the king. And he looks down, and looks up, and kind of winks and says, "Perhaps not."
There's just gonna be like a random tree that just grows, and the king's like, "Oh, what's this?"
Assassinate.
Anything else in particular you want to tell him?
Do we want to mention the little creature?
Yeah.
You can ask him if he knows what it is. Since it wasn't-
We know what it is. We just don't have the card for it.
No.
No.
I was just going to show you what it
Picture.
looks like.
Yeah, I think we should describe
Sure.
it. Just
What
tell
you're
him that,
seeing.
you know,
We can describe it to him and see if he knows what kind of animal it is. He's ever just say we encountered this animal, kind of followed us around a little bit.
Very friendly.
I can't say that I do, no.
He doesn't know.
Should we?
So this guy would take some mythical.
Should we ask him now that what's going around
It's a
here?
fake creature.
Yeah, we'll
we'll start
say.
asking him
we'll-
questions that only the real captain would know.
Yeah, we're gonna. We'll say that's about it for our trip. We're probably not going to stick around the city too long unless there's some things that
Should we show him the magical items we
you
found?
want. What magic items?
My staff.
Nobody cares about your staff.
Secret.
We don't know what his staff is yet.
Just
No, we know
staff
what
of
this is.
power.
The
No,
staff
I
would
would
just literally kill everything.
No staff of power.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He tells you.
I'm gonna pull my water jug.
So you're asking him about.
Yeah, we're saying our plan was to kind of head out pretty quick to go to the next place.
Okay.
Or
We
what
gotta
about these
find-
gnomes?
we
Yeah,
gotta
as
find
I said, unless there's
Banshees, no. Yeah.
Other
we
things
needed
for the
He
gnomes.
says,
Yeah, we'll do
yes,
it.
well, that's a whole different story, isn't it? So much has happened.
beginning.
That's a very good place to start.
The very beginning of his life.
That's
We're gonna be here a while.
at the beginning.
First of all, I should tell you that you have to let me make sure I get my name correct here.
Yeah, it'd be a
Promoted
shame
to
if
nobles.
the name were to be
Be
mispronounced.
promoted to nobles, your own land.
Yep. Okay.
Is that in Jeff Wall?
No. He says, first of all, I am happy to report to you that Tessarian has come around. He's doing quite well. He's not quite up and around yet, per se, but
Ready for another go?
he is resting at his home. Stayed at the temple for a number of days, and has since gone home and is resting, and should be able to come back very soon, I am assured. So that's good.
We'll need him.
However, since that night, the king has been obsessed with what happened, and with what some of us saw, and he did not, but now is aware of. He's not been able to take his mind off of his mother this entire time. In fact, I was considering whether to write you or not when I received word from Zeldreth that you had arrived. I knew there was no need. The king decided, because of what we were seeing with the lieutenant's body, and you remember what he's talking about,
Yeah.
the king decided that that was odd enough, and there was no sign of the usual effects of death upon Lieutenant Fairmont's body. The king ordered his mother's body exhumed after all these years.
Bold move.
What was found was most troubling. There has been no sign of decay on her body in all these years.
Yikes.
She's now being held privately within the palace. But the king's obsession became something more than obsession at that point. Although there are no answers. In the meantime, there's the ongoing issue of the elf lords and their time tombs, which we've begun to refer to them as. My doing. I'm quite proud of that one.
That's 'cause it's called.
Fairly straight,
Pats himself on back.
fairly straightforward, but clever nonetheless.
Wait.
Time tunes.
What if we name our party the Time Tombs?
Why would we name ourselves that?
That's the stupidest name you've come up with yet.
Critical time.
In addition,
Derps.
No.
Midgets, yes.
in addition, something that in Elestria and Vergard in general, we have been waiting for years. We've received word of that trade is going to open with the elves of Zeldreth, something the king has desired for some time.
What do you not know about Zeldreth?
Yeah, you're an elf. You should
Probably
know.
high elves or something.
You do know that they are high elves, and they live to the south. The kingdom, or the region of the high elves is, or of Zeldreth anyway, of these particular high elves is to the southeast, beyond the crags, in the region known as Elestria. And Zeldreth would be like the capital city of Elestria, and it's situated on a bay within a large, huge body of water, a huge gulf of water, and then there's a kind of a finger that shoots off from that gulf into a bay, and Zeldreth is right there. And Kavnor tells you that, just purely this kind of the boring political stuff that is the reality of a city, but the king has wanted open trade with Elestria and specifically Zeldreth and the elves for a long, long time, and received word that the elves are interested in discussing the arrangements of what that trade would look like. And he says, and then on top of all this, we have a new threat, or at least seems to be a new threat of gnolls. A larger than usual pack of gnolls, causing enough trouble that people are afraid to travel once again.
How large is larger than usual?
Yeah.
Well, we're uncertain of that. We sent...
So, like, what is a usual size for a pack of gnolls?
Well, what people would normally encounter out in the wild would be similar to what you guys did on your first travel out. You met half a dozen of them. Now, if you were to happen to wander into a lair, that'd be a different deal. But to encounter gnolls out in the wild while you're traveling...
They probably haven't even seen my spells.
Some he tells you that some of their scouts have gone out and found evidence of, they can't get a number, but a large group of them that traveled from kind of southeast to northwest, quite a few miles east of the city, but crossed the road and caused trouble out there. But then there were rumors that they kept traveling northwest, and now there's been word from the northern cities of Beauregard, particularly Fen and Haven, that there are now attacks to the north, and they are taking people from the city, both alive and dead. They're coming, they're raiding, they're killing.
To the north, you said?
To the north, along the road. To the north along the road, where Fen and Haven are, up in that region, there have been attacks on both of those cities.
I wonder how well they deal with 8D
towns, really.
damage.
And they are taking prisoners. They are slaughtering and taking the deceased, and they are also taking some alive, and they have taken children as well. They're being indiscriminate.
So it's along the road to the north. It's not north of Fen, though, is it?
It's between Fen and Haven?
Well, both of those towns have reported trouble with the gnolls. Where the gnolls are located, that's not what they're saying. But they've reported news that they've had news of troubles from there, and that was shortly after you left. And so he says to you that in your absence, the king did call upon the Myth Stalkers to head up north and to check things out.
Well, I guess we gotta go save them now.
Well,
losers.
Here's the thing. I know that circumstances are such that there might have been some bad blood between you and the Myth Stalkers with what happened and the way things happened and what was true and what was not true. But the fact is, they have been quite helpful to the city.
Right.
They have, and to the kingdom itself. They have brought in large number of bounties and rid the grounds, the wild, of many dangerous and foul creatures.
They killed a hydra?
Didn't think so.
I've not asked.
He just kind of wonders out loud, I wonder if they killed a hydra.
There's been no word from the Myth Stalkers.
How long ago?
However, I guess that's not quite accurate to say there's been no word from the Myth Stalkers. And he stops for a second, and he closes his eyes, and his eyes kind of, when he opens them, they're kind of glassed over, and he mutters something under his breath. And then he returns to you and says, one of them we've heard from. And if you'll wait just a moment.
Uh-huh. I knew it.
And he says, but in the meantime, there is a story to tell there that would be good for you to hear.
I hate the Myth Stalkers.
You just missed stuff?
But you see, in the meantime, the king is being pulled in 4 different directions, and not equally so. His mind is on the cavern beneath the palace, the catacomb, and his mother.
Unsurprising.
Yes. In the meantime, news from Zeldreth, the threat of the gnolls, and having to deal with that, and you, and the elf lords, and the way that ties in with everything else going on. If I'm to be painfully honest, I fear that your situation has fallen to the 4th position in the king's concerns. He has begun lengthening my leash, if you will. So,
Under new management, is what I'm hearing.
while the king is disposed on these other matters, I think it's prudent that you and I continue to work together, and that you continue to search out these time tombs. However, I do believe that the Gnoll threat is serious enough that this may need to take place next.
Perhaps we can take 2 birds with 1 stone here. Because we've taken out 1, 2, 3, and 4. The noon o'clock hour.
Noon o'clock?
Yeah.
The noon
o'clock.
Noon o'clock.
Noon hour
There's our new
We are the
gang.
noon
is
o'clock.
directly north.
Exactly.
So we could head north, perhaps find that tomb, or maybe take out the gnolls first and then come back on that route.
Isn't it reasonable to think that if we get all the elf lords that the curse will be broken down there?
We don't know. Could be.
Are you asking Kavnor?
Yeah.
He says, it's hard to know what is reasonable in light of all of these.
I wonder if everyone comes back when we do that, which means are the guards that have been buried, are they now buried alive? Do we need to exhume all the bodies?
It's a good question.
It is.
This is new territory for all of us. Again, the magic, the likes of what we experienced down there, none of us have any experience with this.
Here's a question: how will they know which guard it is?
We don't. For the guards that were in there were dressed in a garb that is not recent.
It's guards for the old place, probably.
Yeah, they're dead.
You have the body of Lieutenant Fairmont, which you know. He was found in the hallway, and Kavnor said nothing has changed with his body either. And that's what made the king want to look to have his mother's body dug up. And but yeah, he says, as far as what happens if and when all 12 return, who can say? I certainly don't know. And at that point, you see coming around out of the doors of the castle and turning and marching toward you, there are 2 guards, and they are escorting a young woman dressed as a fighter approaching you. And so at this point, Lily, your chair can move from right there to right over here.
I know we might have a grudge since it might be a Myth Stalker, you know.
Easy.
I'm not sure where it is. The character sheet.
Oh.
I don't recall exactly where it is. There we go.
Right there.
Wherever you want to fit in there, that's fine.
Do we have another folder?
Not yet.
I'll have to get one.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You graduated from the chair in the corner.
That's right. You're no longer sitting in
It
the
only
corner.
took 29 episodes.
That's right. That's right. Our faithful companion all this time has joined the table. This is Lily, or as she will be known in game,
I'm just spelling this. Whatever it is.
Yeah, I can spell it.
Kavnor
Oh.
says, "Yes, I would like to introduce to you Valia, member of the Myth Stalkers. Valia, come, have a seat, my dear." And escorts you, asks you over. The guards turn and go back into the castle, and you all meet for the first time a member of the Myth Stalkers.
Glare down.
Yeah.
I really stand up and shake her hand. She's like, it's nice to finally meet a girl that is actually a warrior.
Yes, and you're coming up to just below her waist.
Freaking ninja.
Midgets, I'm telling you.
So, would you like to describe at all who they're seeing here? I've said human, female. Anything in particular you want to say about what your appearance is?
No.
Hair color, eye color, anything like that?
I guess I think I remember I have black hair
Yep, that's what you told me.
and blue eyes.
Okay,
Just
Good.
normal skin color.
okay. Dressed in armor.
Human,
And-
right?
Human.
Another human.
Yep.
Like, finally, one of my kind.
I'm gonna take my my hat of disguise off for just a moment to show I'm a drow and then put it back on.
Okay. You've never encountered a drow before, and so it is surprising to see.
Yeah, I would plus 7 on intimidation.
Hey, roll it. Roll and
Well, are you
see what
trying
get.
to intimidate?
No.
What'd you get?
Oh, that was a really good roll, by the way. That was a 26 on intimidation
Oh,
if I was
man.
actually trying to intimidate.
So Kavnor says, yes, Valia, these are friends of the palace.
That's our name.
They don't, they don't, they don't.
I was going to say we should call ourselves Elestria's saviors, but
That's so dumb.
As of yet, they do not have a group name, but may I introduce to you? And he goes around and gives all of your names and says, Valia, would you like to tell your story? A story which I have not had a chance to tell you yet.
The best
Nah.
part.
So I will tell Valia's story.
Interesting.
And what you all have related to you from Valia is that the Myth Stalkers tracked the gnolls, kind of northwest, toward the region where those two smaller towns are. You tracked them to right along the river. There are in many places along the river. There's long, slowly descending hills down into the river valley. At other places, especially as you go north, the ground gets sandier as you go north, and there are rocky bluffs up north along the river, and there are places where along the river you are not looking out over gradually rising hills like you're used to traveling in so far, but it is more like high bluffs and large sandstone.
Is this your character?
For now.
Yeah.
A lot of sandstone type geography up there, and you track the gnolls to a spot where there's a large bluff, and as it slowly falls away from the river, to the east of the river then, you were tracking them up towards that and growing all along, so that it's like the river's here, and there's a bluff here, and then it just slowly falls away this way. And as you were out here, away from the river, a bunch of trees and thick foliage out there. As you made your way that way, which is where the tracks led to, and you couldn't see for sure what specifically they were leading to, only in that direction, you came under attack. And you came under attack by a large number of gnolls. They had a kind of a yellowish and spotted dog-like creature that you'd not encountered before. If anyone wants to make a nature check based on that
Did it have
description.
3 heads?
Of course. Oh, that's a 19.
Wait,
I
nature
don't
check?
think, does it make sense that everyone would make a nature check or just?
Let's say, are you proficient in nature?
No.
No.
Yes.
-1, yeah.
You are? What'd you get?
12?
That's not awful.
Oh my God.
I knew exactly what it was.
I've gotten 17 and I'm
You're
-1.
not.
What the heck?
proficient in
I
nature.
said I would have gotten 17.
These are probably not
She's
that
proficient in nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
odd of a creature.
Wouldn't she know she's
You
proficient
can-
in nature?
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, fine. You know what? Then I'm just gonna. Why don't you go ahead and roll with advantage since you're
So
proficient in
what
nature?
would her plus what?
Plus
It's
nothing.
not filled out.
Alright, it'll be proficiency bonus here plus intelligence base, so this.
Here, I'll,
None of
yeah,
them.
just
So 3.
so you just
So
roll
plus
off the line in
three.
just a second.
Oh, those aren't filled out.
I'll fill them out here once the
Okay.
achievement is rolling. Ooh, I like those
Mm.
dice. Those are
That's
cool.
right.
That's
And
cool
then add
dice.
3 to it.
That's better than
And
Steve's.
you rolled advantage too.
What?
Okay, so that's 16.
16?
Add advantage.
Roll
So
again.
you can roll
Roll
again.
again. When you have advantage.
Nope.
Nope, not that
So
one.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in addition to all these gnolls that you came under attack from, they had hyenas as well.
That's a real world thing. What?
Hyenas die just as easy from arrows as anything else.
Yep.
Which means that, like,
And
Whatever.
the attack came with such surprise and strength, and you were outnumbered, and you were kind of keeping the rear guard of the group, and you started fighting, and you felled a couple of gnolls on your own, but pretty soon the party was completely overwhelmed, and your companions were being hauled off to the northwest towards the base of this
Sweet, you guys see
bluff, and you, in your attempt, they started giving chase to you, and you were outnumbered, and you ran, and you ran, and you ran for your life to the west, and you ended up diving into the river for escape. And as you did, you took a couple of arrows at the same time
To the knee?
Yes, definitely.
to the back and to the back of the leg, and
Just but a scratch.
made your way down river as far as you could just to get away from them, stopping only when you felt like you had to get out or you wouldn't have the strength to keep yourself above water anymore. And you got out and you nursed your wounds, and you had traveled a ways by river already, and when you felt like you had the strength, you made your way back to the city and reported what had happened. And Kavnor says, "So you see, it sounds as though the Myth Stalkers are in dire straits, if they are indeed still alive.
Question, what word?
But whether they are or are not, the threat remains, and some of our cities to the north, it's towns, I shouldn't say cities for those, are under attack and really not able to defend themselves properly."
How many were there in the Myth Stalkers anyways?
There were, Valia can tell you,
42.
I'm not going to test how prepared you are
it's not
now.
42.
Wait, this means that Valia has some of the reward money.
Steal the money.
There you go. Those are all filled out now.
Besides Valia, 6.
What were they?
Another group of 7.
You better be on your feet. What were they?
You ask her what their names are?
No,
No, like
like
classes.
yeah.
He's asking.
you better be on your feet. What?
Do you ask her that?
Yes. Does she even know? Because like,
You ask her what the
Like-
makeup of the Myth Stalkers
yep,
were? Like who was what and that?
yeah, like what class or whatever.
Do you tell him?
Sure, I'll tell him.
Do you know all about them?
There's a whole paper.
Yep.
I can help you with names.
You're gonna need to, yeah. They probably have a lot of Z's and Q's in there.
Yeah, there's a lot
Maybe some
of
X's,
consonants
too.
in these people's names.
Sounds like we need to help some people out here.
There was a ranger,
Yeah.
Probably better than ours.
Yeah, let's take him.
a dwarf fighter, and there was a wizard. There was a rogue,
Oh, they had a rogue though.
And cleric, probably?
another fighter, and there was a cleric.
Oh, they have
They already
very.
have.
They
Yeah.
actually had a real party.
So they have a ranger who is kind of the leader of the group, named Kelwin.
Can see us
That's
like
pretty
our
cool. That is a pretty cool name, I gotta say.
They have a high elf
Flame.
wizard,
Flame.
and her name is Ivazda.
Spell that one, Tom.
They have a half elf rogue whose name is Mizzle.
Kind of rhymes with drizzle.
They have a dwarf fighter named Talon.
He sounds cool.
They have a human cleric named Isabella.
Oh.
And there was another human fighter, male, named Jorko.
Go hit thing.
Sounds like a joke.
And they were taken by the gnolls.
I pick up my phone and I go, I don't know who you are. I'll find you.
I have a certain set
All
of
of them,
skills.
or were any of them? Did any of them die?
I have a very particular set of magic staff.
Valia does not know for sure whether some were merely unconscious, but not all were so, but they were taken alive, a lot of them. Most of them. But that was days ago.
Alright, I'm ready to
As
go.
much as we
I-
had beef with these people,
I got a magic staff that needs used,
we
so
can
I say
never,
we
can never
get
turn
to
down a
stuff
good fight, especially when it involves saving
Yeah.
others.
No, we don't care about saving people. We just care about the experience.
Oh yeah, actually we
But
need to
saving
stop at the
others-
magic shop first though. That's
Yeah.
And some of
And
gems.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
make a few stops. We have to pick up horses too, so
All our horses died.
we lost like
Hey.
5 of them.
All we need though is a couple. 'Cause I
we'll
still
tell
have
Copner we'll plan on trying to take out this gnoll horde.
leave tomorrow.
I tell them I'll take them out. Don't
No,
worry
leave
about
later today. This is 9 o'clock in the morning. We can grab stuff and get out.
We're just gonna head straight north or
it.
what?
Get and go.
Yeah, because I mean, like, so these people are captured potentially, and we don't know if they're dying.
Dude,
So
you lied to our
the sooner the
pet.
better.
You said we'd be there in a couple days.
So we'll tell them that this sounds like it's an urgent
An urgent matter.
mission. So if it's okay with him, we'll probably plan on taking off as soon as possible today. We have to make a few stops in town to pick up some horses and
Just
sell some
supplies.
Magic stuff.
Later, loser.
How to visit that one dude from Crown.
I'll tell them I'll keep in touch with the messages as usual. Keep
Okay.
them up to date.
Okay. Sounds good. And I think this was understood, but specifically he's suggesting that Valia joins you to show the way. And
Oh. Well, no.
Oh.
Yeah, that day.
Everyone
This
just
is
kind of like cringe.
yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna Misty step away.
Then this makes all of you honorary myth stalkers.
No, no.
Did you hear what I said?
Did we
Well,
just take
I'm
over
gonna
the
miss-
stalkers
I'm
and
gonna
we
step
become
away.
the myth stalkers?
No, we
We
want
gotta
to
get a
be.
cooler name than that though.
Yeah, exactly.
Not bad,
I just throw a peace
The
sign.
real stalkers.
Yeah.
We're not just myths.
The legend stalkers.
So when we go back to town, basically, we've got a bunch of
Wait, are
stuff
we
to
the-
sell, a bunch of gems.
We'll all split up.
Yeah, we
I
got.
here's-
Some,
here's what I
I
would
think
do.
we're the myth stalkers, right?
I want to ask Valia if she has a horse. Does she have her own horse or no? We're gonna need to buy one.
why not anymore?
Yeah, not anymore.
So I will go and buy. Let's see,
Five.
we need 3 horses.
We need. So we have two.
We have 2, and
We need
each one have 2 on it.
Oh, yeah.
No, we're
Uh,
gonna buy one.
Can I
for
see your
people.
character sheet real quick?
Like everybody's gonna want their own horse. So
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. You probably don't need your own.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Little
right on.
ninja.
Well, we have 5. We have one mine. You have mine. Mine
So
is
we
a
have
well-trained horse.
We have 2. So
We have
let's just say
two.
you 2. And so we need 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 4 more horses.
Yes,
I'm
so
gonna ju-
I will go and buy 4 horses.
We're naming the whatever horse she rides on this midget.
My war horse will not be called Midget.
I hereby done it midget.
That's what's called.
I make
midget.
it- I
My
make
horse
it-
is gonna be named Nrug.
I find the nearest anvil and name it midget.
There you go.
That's the name of your.
So you've given me
now.
values for all of these things. So I'm assuming we can find and sell them for these values. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'm gonna
can-
keep that little.
you can
special
go,
holy symbol.
We just took on the storm like.
Are you going back to the same?
Yeah, the same guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Got some more
Old,
gems.
Old Town
some
jewelry, if I recall correctly.
Something like that.
Midget jewelry.
Yep.
You think we'll get more from the?
And we did have 2 sets of plate mail that I would also like to sell, I believe.
Do we have plate mail?
Yeah, I have 2 sets of plate mail
Does,
marked down.
does Lily need plate mail?
Oh, yeah.
Or Valia
Oh, yeah,
need plate
what-
mail?
Yeah, we have a set of plate mail,
Is it magic?
She wears
No.
chain.
which is
Plate
worse
mail
than
is
plate.
better.
Plate is better, right?
Plate's better.
If she, how much?
But I
If
need
she
to
has
have a
16.
special connection to my chain.
Oh,
Oh.
do you?
Is it
Not
magic?
really, but
If you want to, you can. If you
Well, we can offer you a plate mail if you want.
easy.
Can you give her the
Yeah.
stats on
Since you couldn't
It'll
find
be,
like
it'll
a-
be, it'll be,
one of the stats
it's a
to-
17. Plate mail gives you 17.
Well, no, that's what this is.
Is that just automatic?
Yeah. If you have high,
So
if you have strength of
just
16,
give all like the leftovers since we got
then
this.
Yeah, yeah.
dex doesn't matter.
Okay, I forgot you have some coin on you. I forgot to give you that. So.
Nice.
Add it to the pot.
It's mine.
So while they're doing that, I'm gonna go buy 4 horses
we want the-
and then
the-
have them
the
all
diamond?
ready.
Plate's 18.
We're done.
Okay, so
Oh,
Plate's
that
18,
diamond.
but it's half plate.
It's 1,200 gold
Caleb,
pieces.
it's not plate, right? Half plate?
No, it's
or-
plate
Seems
mail.
like it's
Well, I guess
Plate
why would we
mail,
want to keep
so
it
it's not.
diamond?
We probably should keep that diamond, right?
For what?
It's plate mail.
Some spells require a diamond worth like 1,000 gold pieces.
Why would we keep that?
No.
I think we
mean,
should keep it.
No, we should not keep a
just-
diamond
It's
worth.
1,000 gold. Like, see how much.
No,
Well,
you need
but-
it for good spells.
But
Are we
have to
using
always
a
have
spell
access
by
to
now?
those,
Are we
though.
using those
What?
I don't
spells?
think we have access to those for
Yeah.
a
Oh,
while.
we might at some point.
Caleb, see
Why
how
would
many
not
war
be-
elements you
okay,
can
so
get.
you don't. That's probably true, but you do with it what you want. But it could be provided if you needed someone to cast one of those for you, and they need that as a component. You
I
would
think
have-
it's
you
worth
would-
keeping for that.
I think we should keep it.
We'll just keep it for now. We have
It'd
It'd be
like-
more
like-
expensive if we bought it, right?
Probably.
Than
It
what
would,
we
yeah.
get for it. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
it
just
makes
keep
sense
it.
to keep it then.
Just
So
keep
it's plate mail.
Plate
The
mail.
stuff we found was plate mail, like full plate. Are you sure it's not half plate?
I've written down plate mail.
Yeah, I don't
Times
remember
two.
ever hearing
Yeah,
half plate.
I'm
before
sure-
in my
This
life.
was at the orc encounter. The orcs had plate mail. Remember, they had super high armor class.
Yeah, I remember that because we couldn't freaking hit him. Well, actually, I think I remember killing a big one first. I can't remember what it was.
No, you didn't. You didn't kill a big one. That was me, Tom, and
I killed the
Steven.
roper.
So you get 2 more
Oh, yeah,
armor
you
class
did.
if
You
you
did
went up to
like
plate.
80.
I did like 75 damage.
That would be
Well,
really
she has
good.
an armor class
Probably-
of 17.
Probably like super low though, to
Yeah,
be
that's
honest.
good.
It's sad to me that we have the same.
So why does she have 17 though?
And you're level 3.
If
she has-
Where she have chainmail
Yeah.
is.
She gets to roll D12.
16.
Or no,
And then
D10.
7th plate has a
Yeah.
shield.
You get a D12.
I get a
Wait,
D12
does she have a
and I
shield?
have +4.
Is she?
Yes, she does have a shield.
Shield is 2.
Does she have a magic shield though? We have
But
no-
shield is isn't a shield plus 2 to armor class?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she should
Do we
be
have
at
a
18.
do we have a
She should
magic
be at
shield that we
18
haven't
then.
used or that we're not using?
We might.
Didn't someone
That
get
could be. It's possible that I. It's possible that I just instinctively did the +1 on that from 1E.
Okay.
So if that doesn't quite add up, I mean, so I think with chain she could use 2. What's your dex?
4 gold.
16.
It doesn't matter about dex strength.
No, but you
We have a
you
lot
can
more
use
than I thought we
2
did.
from that.
For chain, you can't.
I think you can. Can't you?
No. Half plate is the one you can use 2.
5,000 gold.
used to what?
Dexterity.
Oh,
This is all heavy armor, right?
Yeah, heavy, you can't use anything.
It's only straight. What does that mean? That you have to have that to be able to wear it?
Yeah, if you don't have that, then you can.
Oh,
wear it,
yeah,
you
yeah,
have a
you can't.
disadvantage,
So it's just
but you
16.
have half movement.
16 plus the shield, so it should be 18. Yep.
But if you
But
decide to use plate
it's-
mail,
if it actually is plate and
I
not
think
half
we
plate,
do have plate mail because those orcs had very high armor class, and we took the plate mail because of that.
I feel like they
you
definitely
actually
have.
have.
Why else would
The-
you
You
have
have 20 if you use the plate mail.
Yeah, the
You
orc.
don't want it
I don't want it.
because is it disadvantage or what?
It is not half plate. It is plate mail. It's heavy
Just
armor
find
plate.
what I have.
Okay.
So
Armor
It's-
class.
Is that something my horse?
Is there a
could-
negative? Is there a negative to using plate mail?
No.
But she likes her chain mail.
you.
Takes me
no reason.
forever.
Y'all.
Okay.
For like me,
What's your strength,
Who's?
Lily's?
16.
Okay, so that's enough to be able to use plate if you wanted it.
is there a disadvantage like for riding a horse or something like that where I can't carry that much weight?
No.
Especially not a war horse.
65,
It's 55 pounds to 65
65,
pounds.
Don't you have plate already, right?
No, I have splint. That'd be an up for me. I just didn't know.
To 22 armor class. Good luck hitting him.
I have 15.
Like, if I didn't know if you had
Insane.
plate, but would that be something I could just put on then?
Yeah.
Alright,
I'm wearing plate then.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get
22, baby.
one. You know you're making it worse for you. You're never gonna hit him.
I can't wait for magic armor.
They
I'm
have
about
to be
go like
alive
crazy.
to get to him to be able to hit him.
Okay, so
Should
you
be
have
fine
plate.
with me.
What is the armor that you had?
Red splint.
Okay, how much does splint cost?
17.
But it's probably used.
So any normal items that you want to buy, just go by the player's handbook price. I'm not.
We're not buying them.
They're
We're selling them.
He's talking about horses.
Oh.
If you're
What
selling,
happened to our player's handbook? We don't have it.
I have it right here. You can have it. If you're selling, and it's used, then you can get.
Can someone? Okay.
You can get half price for any used items, any used
So,
regular
no,
items.
splint is 100 gold. It's 200, so it's 100 gold.
Okay. Someone, maybe, Joshua, this is probably good for you. Can you put down the 1,200 gem or the diamond on your sheet? Because I'm going to cross it off here in my list of
I'll
things
add
that I
it to
have.
my list of things that I have.
You have a. You
That
have
seems
a
like something I would have. So
yeah, you have the bag of holding, don't you?
I do indeed. Let's
There was a silver holy symbol. We're just selling that. It was worth a bunch of money.
No. He wants it.
What?
Do you want it?
Yeah, I want that.
What does it do?
There wasn't anything special about it. I don't
It's still a
think.
holy
It was just worth it.
Freaking holy symbol. I'm taking that.
Well, how much? How
Okay,
much
fine, then I'll
was
subtract it
How
off.
much was the diamond worth? 1,000 GP.
1,200.
We can sell my other holy symbol.
So I need to
that
subtract.
Why do you need a holy
Fuck
symbol?
that, I'm
What
keeping
the
the
heck does
silver
a
one.
holy symbol even do? Is it just decoration?
It's a spell, like, focus.
Don't you already have like something like
Alright,
that
I
already?
got my diamond now.
Okay, good. I'm gonna cross it off the list then of things that we.
It's on mine. Well, I was looking at horses now. Right?
They're fit. They're, I can't remember what they are.
Are we gonna get war horses?
Okay,
Or just normal horses?
So selling
Like
selling
200
the
gold
used
pieces.
items. Can you real quick give me prices? Splint was what? 200.
It's gonna be 100.
So we sold it for 100.
Yeah.
Plate. We have one set of plate mail.
That's 15 cost. 1,500.
1,500. So that's actually a fair
Go
bit.
back to the end.
So we get
So you're
750.
positive you don't want
This is
plate,
outside. This is a town.
Lily? You positive you don't want plate mail?
Yeah.
Okay. There must be something special about that.
No.
There's no reason not to upgrade then.
Our character uses chainmail, not plate mail.
It's a fighter. It uses any mail they want.
Our character likes chain.
I want chainmail.
We're very confused as to why she doesn't take the plate mail.
I thought you took it, or we have two.
Oh, we have
Can
two.
I don't think I can actually use plate mail.
I can't even use like any armor.
I'll use it.
What do you
Plate
have
is
right now?
plate is heavy,
Heavy.
right? Yeah, so I can't use it. Okay, so you said 1,500.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'd sell for 750. And then plus 100 for the armor that you sold. I also have listed down that we have 6 sets of orc ears. I don't know
Oh
what
yeah.
that's worth.
4 tiers.
Except for bounties.
Yes.
Yep.
I got a couple myself back when I was just came here.
Let me see if I have my bounty list available here.
2 long swords. You see, those are cheap, right?
Yeah.
Page is back like a page or 2.
They're like 10
No, it's
minutes.
4 page. I don't think they're
Wait, is it?
no, they're here.
Long swords?
Yeah, what's the price?
15. Woo!
Oh,
what?
It's like 7 or something like that.
So I'll just do 7 for each. Those
Yeah.
are- 4 daggers.
Woo, 5.
So you get one. So you get 4 gold.
I want a morning star. What are those things? Oh wait, that's not the.
Wait, what'd you say? How much?
There's
2.
2, so 1 for each.
Oh, I think it's about time we buy you your flute or whatever.
Pan flute.
Yeah, let's do it. You know, gotta play a
Look
song.
at that. We're going crazy. We got
A shield?
5,000.
Is that back
That's
in
that. Starting big birdie.
We have a magic shield.
Survive.
We have a magic shield somewhere, I'm pretty sure.
We have 2 of them.
Somebody could use them who uses them.
Caleb has 1. I have 1.
Oh, Joshua, we also have a diamond worth 1,100.
1,100 as well.
Yeah, I think we should keep both those.
It's 2,000 gold.
We can get both.
Yeah, I know, but what the heck? We gotta get.
What about
stacked
ball
up.
bearings? Did we find any ball bearings?
Okay, so that should be all of the stuff that we have.
What is
Okay,
it?
so now I have 2 diamonds.
Okay. And you wrote the different prices on each of them, right?
Yep. 1,100, 1,200.
Yep. Okay. Okay, that
Cool looking face like that.
Just like a pine cone.
How much did the horses cost, by the way?
Josh was one looking at it, I think.
I'm trying to find it here.
I thought it's like 10 copper, so make 10 silver.
That is all of our stuff. So I have our full gold amount that we have
How
right
many
now.
do we have? Ooh, 4,607.
What's
It
this?
could be
This is
6,000.
3,000. This is 3,000 gold too.
Ooh.
We have about
What's her
7,000
name
gold.
again? What's her name
That
again?
sounds-
Valia?
We might need
I
some
thought you told
potions or
about
something.
everything and just picking stuff out. And
I thought that was
play
drift.
cards.
Like, yeah, Tokyo
And then,
drift.
like, talking about how we
There's
got
75.
our
You say
together.
Tokyo
75 times 4.
Yeah, I thought it said drift horses.
Play cards, just moving because we were people.
Is it a writing horse? Right?
Yes, 75
That's
is
75
ready.
gold pieces.
Yep. Okay. I got it marked off.
I want to ride a mastiff.
I thought you wanted to ride an elephant.
Yeah,
That's,
or
there's no.
Look at that.
This is a no fun campaign. There's no
Of
horse.
course. 400.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
I'll just
probably,
keep
isn't
selling my horse, summon it back, sell it again, summon it back.
Just make a ton of money.
it? What? We just broke the game.
We're now farming gold.
Here it is. You have however many sets of orc ears you have.
Yep.
They are worth 30 gold a pair.
Ooh.
We have 6. So I have 100 each.
Cool.
Nice.
We could get a boat too if we're gonna go up the river.
I don't think we got horses for a reason, didn't we? We're not
Yeah.
going up the river.
Yeah, but we can get a big enough boat to put the horses on.
why do we need a boat?
We're going to
We
need
can
a
get a
bigger
galley.
boat.
30,000.
You think that they're selling galleys in this? I don't think so.
Probably.
Well, I
It's a
think,
big-
I think we should need a warship. 25,000.
What kind of
We can
crew do we
afford
have?
that. Alright,
So we got all of our items.
We need a galley big enough to haul 7 elephants.
Yeah.
yeah.
We got all of our items sold. I think we are stopping in the magic shop briefly before we head out.
Okay.
I wanted to look at my ring. I don't think that's a big deal, will it?
Invisible.
You already know what it is.
I know it, but I'm just like, hey, check this out.
Maybe they'll give us an extra
You'll probably freak
like,
out.
Wait,
discount.
you should go invisible before we go in the shop and go behind and go like,
What?
How do you pronounce it? His last name?
We have 10%
Let me see
discount.
it.
don't we?
yeah.
10%.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe
10 or
more
15.
now.
10 or 15. I forget.
Our renown is getting.
Yeah, we're going
We
pretty
got a
good.
10 or 15 discount. We haven't done anything for him.
We gotta have like little posters on the back.
Can I-
On a blue horse.
Can I see that backstory?
I don't think
Blue Lord. We're gonna die with some paint or whatever.
I don't know about anyone else, but now that I have like the ability to shoot multiple arrows in a turn if I take the attack
It's,
action, it would be nice to be able to have more than 6 magic arrows.
Kashari.
I think it's like 500 gold pieces for another set of 6 arrows. So we have about 7,000 gold right now.
As long as I can dual wield bow staffs, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. So who's all? You were out horse shopping.
I'm gonna go in the
We're at the
shop.
tavern.
I'm gonna look at
Okay.
this.
So it'd be
We went to the tavern.
so it'd be Taèlios, myself, and
You're hanging out at the
I
river.
am sure I'd come over. You guys selling gems and all that.
are you meeting us up after?
Yeah, I'll meet them at the
No.
So it's the 5 of us. They're hanging out at the tavern apparently.
Okay.
best friends all of a sudden.
We
Okay.
are best friends.
Freaking Myth Stalker.
Okay, so going into the shop, I think we might have 1 or 2 things to sell. Maybe. Also, you had something to sell for sure.
That wand thing. The wand.
The wand. You were
Plus
still the
1.
You don't need that.
Oh yeah.
Also, you had a +1 dagger, but now you have a +2 dagger. You don't.
I'm gonna keep them.
Okay, you keep both.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna keep
That's good.
I guess that's true. You throw the plus 1.
Well, that's it. They actually have like what?
I wish it was like a +3 great axe.
Yeah, 64.
Okay.
Had 65, but I get that mana gold piece.
Is there anything new in this? I guess that's one
What is 40 platinum?
question that I would want to ask once we're in the shop at some point. We'll tell them that we have some things we wanted to look at, and also maybe sell a few items if he has interest.
Okay. He says you walk in, and you see him and a human woman that's there assisting him at the counter, and a little bell rings as you walk, and he looks up and says, "Ah, you return,
Nope, I'm out.
Yes.
but not all of you. Has there been trouble?"
No, just not.
Who did we say was going? Because I'm on video.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
us.
I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, I was reading the handbook.
Well, welcome back. Welcome back.
Is there a tip jar anywhere around for this guy?
A tip jar?
Yeah.
No, there's
The
not.
only
I'm
tip
gonna
jar is-
drop a couple Hydra scales and teeth on the counter, but I guess your magic weapons helped us defeat this Hydra. Have a couple teeth and scales.
A hydra, you you say? Well, you have been busy. Very interesting.
I'd like to show him my new staff.
Oh, he's gonna love that.
Everybody's just showing off his stuff.
That thing's probably worth like
merchandise.
20,000 gold.
Really?
It can do like all the spells.
Is the invisible ring like that good or not?
Probably.
No,
I don't know.
he's not
Not-
really
we only know if he can see you.
He
Is it that good? I mean, it seems
I'm sure it's good.
he takes the scales and teeth and says,
Yeah.
"I know someone who would be very happy to receive these."
I have a lot more where that came from if you need any more.
Indeed, I
If
do.
you want a little marketing
Maybe we
business
can,
there,
maybe we
sell
start,
them.
maybe we start a sale here.
Yeah, what would he buy them for?
Well, it's up to you, but I'm talking about Folvara. I think you've met her before.
Who's
Was that
Folvara?
the one with like the?
That's the her.
Enchanted elixirs.
Yeah.
I'll like. I think you have them in your bag of whatever you call it.
Folder?
Yep. What we got?
We can sell it to him.
I
Yeah,
sat
we
there and scaled at a dude and took out all of his teeth.
I dug inside of them.
I'm happy to receive anything you want to give. I'm appreciative, and I'm glad that you had such success with many of the items.
So
that
how much we
you
selling you guys?
procured
How
from
much you
here.
think?
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
wait,
the-
we were just-
you gave him some, but we'll
Oh,
probably
fine.
sell the rest.
But Folvara and I do business together, so indeed, if you want to leave more, I won't stop you.
Yeah, leave him with them.
He
No,
just
He's
wants
getting,
them.
he's
He's
getting
a
them
guy.
for free.
No.
He's not paying-
I'll
he's
sell
not
them to
paying.
him to sell them to her. Give him business.
Oh, I wouldn't
5
even know
platinum.
what price to put on these.
Per
Okay.
scale.
Never
Yeah,
mind
we'll just sell it to her.
Yeah, we'll sell them
We might want some potions that are there too.
there. You said you were showing the staff.
Ah, sure. Of course, I'd like to show off my magical
What
stuff.
have we here?
He just
He
breaks
folds
it in
it.
half.
Like falls
He
back
holds
on the
it
stairs.
and you
Snaps
see
his
him
breath.
utter a few words, and his eyes kind of glass over a little bit. Well, isn't that something?
Cold resistance, baby.
I say indeed.
Use it well.
You can grab it. You like.
And so,
the thing was over here.
I'd like to ask him if there's anything new he's acquired recently.
No, not in the last. What is it? 2 weeks?
Yeah,
since
no,
we
I
saw
didn't.
each other?
We didn't assume there would be anything.
I'll ask him if he'd be interested in buying the wand of the war mage +1. Of course, I can't remember what the basic terminology for a +1 is, but tell him that due to the
Crap
staff
magic.
I've acquired.
In-game vernacular?
Yeah, due to the staff I've acquired, I no longer need it, and I think it would be better used, better sold here.
Well, let me take a look at that.
Can you get these knolls done?
And he
Start
very
trading with those
slowly casts.
things. Get some more magic. Think about all the elves magic stuff.
We'll see who
They
can
put
out slow
so much
talk the
magic.
other one. We just
Yeah.
I want him to make me a magic, a quarter
Speak.
staff.
That extends and retracts on will.
I just want like a
This is
elemental damage to it.
very
Expensive.
interesting.
It's probably only like
I think-
500.
Behind wands of the
was-
war mage are some of the most
I-
interesting.
was thinking.
I think it's 10 p.m. by now.
5,000 gold pieces. Take it or leave it.
Platinum pieces.
No.
That's our total right there.
This is what we have right now.
Forever.
What was
no,
all
it's
that
7,000.
487?
We can't even
gold
buy
pieces?
it.
This is 3,000
No,
gold
No,
pieces.
Yeah.
You want to know what? We're so poor we can't
I was
buy a
like,
galleon.
in that case, it's a lot.
Yeah, until we can buy a boat, we're nothing.
Yeah.
We could buy a bow, yeah.
We need to buy a shop, make some money when we're gone.
We should buy
We're gone,
we should
yeah,
buy
yeah.
the clothing shop and then meet his boss.
He says, realizing what it is, he says, well, I would certainly be interested in this. However, you might be disappointed.
It's 500.
I could give you 400 gold for it, or the same in credit.
This guy's ripping us off.
I don't have any need for it
Intimidating.
anymore.
It's
Staff.
So you're taking that?
So you'll take that?
Yeah, we'll take that.
Pretty good deal.
Every business this guy gets, more
I'll
for
give
us.
you this.
400?
Are you putting it on your sheet or
And
on
then
my
the more magic items
Just
he
put it
buys, then we get more stuff.
Okay. I'll ask him. Does he do any custom like enchanting, like like request
Oh, indeed.
I don't think it's money for that.
Indeed, I do.
So I have a potential idea in mind, but I don't know if
A
this is-
potential idea.
So here's how I want to word it. I want to say I didn't know if it would be possible for you to do this, and I was asking him, is there such a thing that you know of as like a quiver where you enchant it, and the arrows that you pull out of it have some sort of elemental ability, like fire or lightning, that type of damage? Has you heard of that type of?
To a quiver?
Yes.
You're just thinking of the spell that does that.
No, you can enchant that.
I bet that's an expensive enchantment.
For
It's
like
probably like 5 to 10 times what we got right here.
I have a better idea for your quiver once you're ready for that.
So you want a quiver
There
that
you
itself will enchant normal arrows. Is that correct?
We just saw it.
Well, when you put it like that.
Not enchant the arrow, ignite them on exiting the.
I quit the game. You're doing such stupid stuff now.
Do I have a quiver that turns all my arrows into ones that'll automatically kill undead at the
Kill
moment
one.
I look at them?
These guys like level 25 or something.
This is a legitimate thing in the game.
Is there a particular item you have in mind, or this is your own idea?
Well, this is sort of my own idea, but it's a little bit off of a spell, but I know there's enchanted quivers.
Yeah.
There's a spell that he was looking at that was like if I were to cast it on it for a certain amount of time, I think every arrow he pulls out becomes like a fire
If that quiver's not possible, does he have any like an enchanted quiver is what I'm looking for, of some sort? It would be
Arrows
it
come
would be
back.
a huge benefit.
Yeah.
Hail of thorns.
The arrows all cast Hail of Thorns, which do absolutely nothing every time you shoot.
Yeah.
He tells you that the most common magical quiver that he is aware of, and that he does. Well, before I check, let me see. I don't think it's in stock, but let me double check.
That's what we need.
It wasn't in stock when we talked to him before.
Okay.
The quiver of infinite arrows.
That's not far off. It's a quiver that has essentially a pocket dimension within it, so that it can hold a ridiculous number of arrows without bearing the weight of those arrows.
Just dump a whole
It's a
thing in
bag of arrow holding.
Does he know
Kind
how?
of is.
If he had a price on that, does he know what it would cost?
Oh, it's a fairly simple enchantment, not unlike a bag that you hold. It would be in the neighborhood of 500 gold.
You could do that.
I'd be interested if he would be willing to start working on that enchantment. We could pick it up sometime and pay him for his work whenever he is able to finish it.
Indeed, I can do that. And concerning your other request,
What's our other request?
I will give that some thought, but off the top of my head, it seems like what you're really after is an enchantment on the arrows themselves.
Perhaps.
He just wanted a cheaty way to have a lot of arrows that are really, really good instead of having to have only magic arrows.
I am interested in
Convenient.
any sort of special enchanting he can do on arrows.
Okay, well, you think that we're just gonna buy you all the arrows in the world right
Yes,
now?
I could certainly enchant arrows with elemental power, if that's what you're after.
I'm definitely interested.
Alright, everyone else make a personal request, because we're just going around the room now. I want a holy symbol that helps me with my spell casting. Tom, what would you like?
Thunderstick.
Thunderstick, Tom.
Every time I ever boomstick.
Thunderstick? Did you really say thunderstick?
That, my friend, is a Winchester.
My friend is a Winchester 30-06.
Alright, while we're at it, I'll just get a +3 great axe while we're at it then real quick.
Cleave. You want a... No, hold on, I'm taking notes.
Oh, we're getting requests.
We're doing this.
Oh,
One
and
personal request.
Shopping for magic.
How much do you think the plus 3 hacks would be?
That's the name of this episode. Midget shopping.
Except none of us shopping are midgets.
Okay, so Farryn wants
Yes, anything that has to do with arrows, he wants.
Arrows and quivers.
You have a +1 bow.
It was a Rush album, wasn't it?
To be clear with him, also like I'm like, if he can do different kinds, that would be like really nice. Like if I could, you know, have some flame and some.
Freaking spend like
I would like all the elements.
8,000 arrows.
But I mean, flame is the specific one. And this is for me, like character-wise, this is specifically because of the Hydra. We saw that flame was the thing that really stopped it from healing, and I'm thinking, okay, well, it'd be good if someone else could have a consistent way of
Okay,
healing.
so
that kind of
are
thing.
you talking? Are you thinking? So when I hear elemental, I'm thinking fire, water, air, earth. But are you actually thinking more like acid, lightning,
Yeah,
fire,
that type of
the
thing.
types of
Yeah,
damage?
yeah.
Okay.
Psychic. That'd be
Psychic arrows.
Steel.
Fairy.
Probably actually is a
I
fairy.
want
Hold on, we're mixing our.
fighting
I
type.
want my fairy and flying arrows,
Crazy
please.
arrow.
One
and-
familiar that's in the
And
chat.
don't forget, you want your fighting type arrows are really good on your normal type monster.
Okay, you want? Remind me what you're asking him.
I'm just, I don't know, like something that holds spells and something like that. No, I don't know. There's
It is a
things
ring of
for-
spells.
Well, that'd be like a
a
ring of
spell
storing.
storing type of thing.
Yeah, would that work for a paladin?
It's a ring of spell storing. You can store whatever.
Yeah.
That was like 5,000 gold.
Well, mine might be only specific to.
The ring of spell storing.
Look at your thing. Griffin.
Do you have a ring of spell storing?
Yeah, we bought
I
one.
did.
Oh,
What's
that's
the
right.
ring that's like way over?
Okay, so that
that's
just
in the
requires
shops?
attunement. So not by a certain class.
Like
So
fire, like
a ring of spell storing. I mean, that's kind of what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
never mind that. We're
Something
not
for
expensive.
storing spells. Okay. And was there something else?
Well, he said that, where he was saying something that like helped him with spell casting.
Well, what about like magic armor? Could you enchant my armor?
Yeah, of course I can enchant armor.
Like, what would be like a basic, then maybe a little more advanced?
You
and then
need a
like
plus
advanced?
or
Like how advanced
24
could you get?
Very advanced, I'm sure, but that money price.
The money jumps up a lot after the first.
what's a +5? Is it just 3?
I'm
So-
thinking like in tiers, what would be the cost for like upgrading the armor in terms of like protection?
We definitely don't have the money for +2, so.
Really? It's that,
You don't-
it's
you
that
don't-
big of a jump?
We talking about like 500 for a freaking bow for +1.
Yeah, +2 goes up a lot.
2,500.
How do
More
you
than
know that?
1,000?
It was 2,500. I'm pretty sure.
How do you know this? You don't.
Is it in the DM book?
He's over here looking to you.
It is, yeah.
No, I do.
Why is it 2,500, Caleb? Plus 2.
I don't know. It's 2,500.
So I actually have a sheet somewhere that tells me what it costs
$100 for me.
for these
$100.
To the DM person.
But I'm not sure I have printed it, so it's probably sitting on that computer right there that I don't really want to try to get at. So let's leave it at this. It's not like you would be able to have it done before you left
I mean,
here
obviously.
anyway. So I'm just going to jot that down as information to get for you. So you're talking about enchanting the armor you currently have.
Yeah, plate mail. Make me more of a tank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me like 24. Almost that.
You're like the one who needs it the least right now.
No.
Nope.
As high as you can go.
Yeah. I just stand out there. I can just stand and still do nothing.
You almost have like 10 more armor class than I do.
There he goes.
Yeah, I don't think I have it printed here.
What type of weapon do you use?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we just,
I'm gonna get my plus 3 grade out.
Was there something else we were looking to buy here while we were here, though?
Yeah.
Oh, you have the list there?
yeah, he just sends this. Buy another healing staff.
We actually might need some healing sometime here.
Okay, I've got that down. Was there something else? No?
He said he wanted a boomstick.
The boomstick. That's right.
Boomstick 9,000.
Okay. Okay, so he's got those orders, and he will
Doesn't
get
our
back
box
to
kit
you.
up?
Okay.
How about the plus 3
No, it's an
grade
email.
out?
Okay, I forgot about that.
While we're here, I would like to pick up an item. Another 6 magic arrows.
Let's
that-
flip
what's
it
that
around.
ring that was
Let us
ridiculous?
see this.
Was that an email we got sent?
Yes.
I don't even remember how long ago that was.
You can just search for him and it'll come up. Just scroll down a bit.
Wand of
Do you know off the
Mage.
top of your head how much a plus 3 would be?
I'm looking.
Ring of Shooting Stars.
I'm assuming it would be a lot.
Yeah, that was like
45.
25,000, I believe.
40 grand.
Yeah.
That was
That's a little.
Belt of Dwarven Kind. Amulet of Health.
What's the belt do? Is that like a +1
I
power?
think
It's,
those are
I
pretty
think
Just look it up.
I think that's going to be in the multiple tens of thousands.
Oh, that's easy. Let's do it. You heard that.
Player
Let's
hand.
do
What are
it.
we talking about?
No, look it up on your phone.
Wait, you're saying 10,000? More than
What is it?
10,000?
Belt of Dwarven Kind.
I got you guys. Don't
I
worry.
think.
Okay, so
I could probably wear a belt.
we didn't buy any arrows from him before. I want to buy another pack of 500 or 6 arrows.
Oh my
For
gosh.
500 gold.
How long ago was this sent out?
A while back, like before Christmas.
You want to buy what again?
Constitution.
Constitution. What does that have to do
A
with
pack
this
of
Constitution.
5 or 6
It
arrows.
was
So that's
just
+1
dwarves,
arrows.
and then it's made of
You bought one before? Or
No,
not?
we didn't buy any.
Whatever.
You didn't
We
buy
had
any?
2. We didn't
Yeah,
buy
But
any.
that doesn't change.
Okay.
Like,
So I wanna buy
rolls
one,
for
so I can have 12 magic
increase
arrows.
your hit points, right?
Okay.
So if you're wearing it at the time,
Yeah.
if you took
He
it
does
off,
do a
what would happen?
10% discount,
I
is
don't
that
know,
right?
You might,
For us?
you
Yes.
might reroll
So it'd be
for,
50 gold
like,
off.
an extra one for all
Yep.
the levels you've gotten. So for me, I might get an extra 4. That would keep me.
Well, if you're wondering, apparently
Not super good.
plus
the other thing
3
on
is
there-
in the
on
tens
there,
of
what's the other
thousands.
that thing on there? Armor
Amulet of Health.
Oh, that thing sounds pretty good.
Okay, so I've got those marked down. So I have 12 arrows now.
There's me.
The Gauntlets of Ogre Power make your strength 19
I have
automatically.
tap on there.
Yeah, I was wondering we could
Wait, so
get
that
that
your
for
Constitution score
a particular person.
Who
is
needs
19.
it?
It's automatic
Really?
19.
Jeepers.
How much is it?
What is?
So the Amulet of Health is automatic 19 when you have the Amulet of
I
Health
looked up,
on.
I looked up the Gauntlets of
19
Ogre Power,
Constitution.
and on this website there's like
Oh,
comments
yeah.
below.
I already have
who
18
did-
constitution,
And the
so
first comment is, it's all Ogre now.
I have 16.
It's really
That
good
just,
for
that,
someone
that
who's
just increases my health by 2.
like for me. It would be I have 13, so up it to what, +4,
Yeah.
+3 per
Plus-
level.
no, plus 4. I have plus 4.
Because
right
up to
now.
+3 per level, right? So we're at level 5, so it's 15 extra hit points for me. But I'm not. We don't need to buy that for me. I don't need that. So I set it back anyway.
How much money did you just spend?
450.
Platinum?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how much is
We're gonna
this
need to wrap that up.
strength thing?
Yeah, we can.
Kayla, that you're saying? Yeah. How much is this strength thing that you're
1,500.
saying? 1,500.
Okay. Also, while we're here, I'm going to pick up
Now.
one of the long swords. We don't have any extra long swords, right?
The +1 longsword?
Yeah, for
Or don't you have a +1?
for Valia.
Oh, yeah, I have a +1.
I don't have a +1. Not a
Plus not a
+1.
+1.
Okay, so that'd be another 450.
Yes.
So put +1 next to your longsword. Right next to it. Just put +1 right there.
Okay, so we're at 4.
And then, what is that +1 to? The attack or the damage? Or both?
Both.
So change this to 6 and 4.
Don't you have? Oh no, you got a +2 shield,
Yes.
and you're
I have a
holding,
+1.
You're holding the +1. Okay.
Which I might be willing to separate myself with.
Do we have
He
any?
has
There's a +2 shield here for 1,000 GP.
No,
Is there actually?
Or do we buy that one?
we don't need that.
Plus?
What
No,
else
we
is
did not
it?
buy that one.
What else is there that's any good?
I don't know
The
that.
Dragon Slayer Longsword for 5,000.
There's a +1 shield for 500.
Yeah, I don't need my shield though because I would.
Hey,
use
we
it.
can actually get that
Um,
that sword.
I think the only things that we would want to look at would be like the Gauntlets of Ogre Power or the Amulet of Health. What does the Belt of
Amulet of
Dwarven kind do?
It's-
It
that's a
increases
+2
your
to
constitution by 2 and your persuasion to dwarves is advantage.
Oh, it's just to dwarves.
Wait a second. My seed goes up to +6 then. If you get +2. Ooh.
I think so. We already got the Ring of Spell Story. We could do the Dragon Slayer Longsword. But
I need that.
I don't think we need that.
No, I don't need that. I don't use
I
that.
can't believe he's charging anything for that, considering there's no dragons around anymore.
right.
Right.
Yeah,
That
we
should be
just saw
free.
one.
There are other dragon types.
Oh, it's not just.
I mean, I'm basically a
So it'd
dragon
be
type.
like plus extra damage to dragon. Dragon
What is the
Blades?
Cloak of Protection?
Like a wyvern is
Cloak of Protection. Can someone look that up?
Yeah, I got it. You got +1 bonus to armor class and saving throws while wearing this cloak.
Hey, could I use
Plus one
that
bonus with
eventually?
armor class and saving throws.
How much
Does
is that?
not stack with other protective items though. Like
How-
if you have a ring of protection, it does. They don't stack.
How much is it?
1,500.
Ah. Whoa.
That's not that much.
Well, 1,500. That seems like it should be way less.
Protection. Then there
I thought you
was-
could use a cloak, right?
And the
brooch-
ring of protection is the same thing.
And
Also,
brooch of shielding. What is brooch of shielding?
That's prevention. You can't take force damage, and you're immune to magic missile.
Okay.
So
The ring of evasion. I can't remember what
That's
that is.
gonna be a dexterity one.
To answer your question, Daniel, yes, you can wear a cloak. You just can't wear armor and maintain
Yeah.
your base armor class.
Yeah.
Ring of Protection and the Ring of Cloak are now the best one.
Ring of evasion. When you fail a dex charge, you can use a reaction to expend one of your charges to succeed on that saving throw instead.
On a dex saving throw.
It has 3 charges. It gains 1d3
That's
daily at dawn.
pretty good because a lot of things are dex based. Like dex saving throws are a big deal. But
Hey, that could be good for me. I only have a 13 dexterity.
I don't know. That one is 5,000.
5,000.
Never mind.
I think almost the amulet of health might be more.
The amulet of health just bumps your.
The
I guess
best,
it'll only matter for the tanks, but the tanks are already
the
have
best
high
one is
constitution anyway.
the Ring of Protection and the Ring of Cloak. Those are only two.
It
good
just
ones.
bumps your con score to 19 while you're.
I like the cloak of protection. I think that'd be a good one to get because that's +1. You said +1 armor class, +1 to all saving throws.
Yeah.
That's worth it in my mind.
How much is that?
Who would
1,500.
we put that on?
I already have a cloak, so I can't be me.
They use like the elven cloak.
Yeah, I have an elven cloak. You already have a ring of evasion or not protection or something, right?
Right, yeah. I already have a +1 to all my saving throws.
What do you have? Do you have a plus any saving throws?
On.
See, a plus. He can wear a
I-
cloak, right? Cloak doesn't count as armor.
No. Yeah.
Because to me that would be good for him because he's at 15 armor class. That'd bump up his
I
armor
have some
class.
like ring thing. Some I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's a protection from like what's in it.
Yeah, that's nothing like that. And you don't have anything like that, do you?
Oh, Ring of
Do you have a cloak of any sort? Huh?
No, I don't have that.
Are we not going to do the gauntlets of overpower?
What are those
We
do?
could, but who do we give them to?
I mean, if you bumps your strength to 19.
The other thing you can do is, given the time, you can talk about this out of session, and at the beginning of the next session, you can tell me what you want to buy, and just do that then.
Yeah.
I think the 19 strength is going to be really good, especially because.
For who?
Well, she has
yeah,
16.
her.
That's just an extra 1 strength.
Yeah, it's at least a +1. That's it. Which I mean is alright. Yes.
Oh, it's a +2 strength?
No, it
No,
puts your
no.
puts your strength at 19.
Yeah, your strength goes to 19, which would make her modifier a +3 instead of a
No, good
or a +4.
4
instead.
instead of 3.
Yeah.
That's all it does.
Yeah.
I suppose that maybe wait for right now.
Yeah, it's not like huge. It's alright.
It's not huge.
Huge.
Freaking midget. Or whatever. I think that's the word.
To say the least.
There's also a set of boots of elven kind that are 500. What is that? That gives you advantage, right? On
Stealth. It makes you completely silent, be stealthable.
Wait, that might be good for somebody who has disadvantage.
yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. It gives you advantage on stealth checks, so that could be a worthwhile
So that means it
piece
gives
to
you
pick
one
up.
roll instead of disadvantage. Or we could always just like
Right?
say.
Is that what they do? You have them, right?
Yeah. You have advantage on
Stealth checks.
stealth.
Yeah.
Or we could always just play it safe and like give somebody with
Meanwhile, at the tavern.
yeah, just talking.
Alright.
So we're just chilling.
We
So-
can talk about it outside.
Yeah, we can talk. But I think boots and the cloak.
No clue what's happening.
I don't really
That's a
care
lot of
about-
monies.
Making
2,000.
fun for like hours.
Nyx, a member of this group, sitting
It's actually
with a
1,800
Myth Stalker at the
because
same
10% off.
table is the talk of the town.
World's
Well,
cool.
Can you
we're
get
actually
10% off
we're
the
actually
5
planning
off
on-
all the-
Valia and Nyx
What?
are sitting
Can you
together?
get 10% off the
I
like,
know,
the
We were
font?
actually
It's
planning
just
on
arrows
having
and
her
longsword.
play cards and like win some money for it.
Should we mark the longsword down there?
Cause she's like she plays cards.
Yeah.
And fishing.
We
All right.
still- yeah.
Wrapping it up?
Yeah.
Okay, so figure out in the interim what you want to do, what you want to purchase there. And I'll look up the stuff that I need to look up. Print off that sheet so I always have it in my notes.
And we're planning on the plan for next time is we're taking off on the road with the horses and heading up towards the town.
Well, we're gonna stop it. We're
So be
defeated.
ready. We're about to take out this gnoll horde.
One fell fireball.
I'm gonna leave the day ahead and just rush.
Are you dashing the whole time?
Yep.
I'm gonna stay with you basically.
So I'll be half dead by the time we get there, but that's good. It's normal.
Hey, I can basically catch up with you though.
Okay.
I'm 40.
All right, let me wrap it up here. Thanks everyone or no one at all for watching. welcome to Valia, the newest member of whatever the heck this adventuring group is going to one day call themselves. At least the newest member for now. She's technically a Myth Stalker, but are the Myth Stalkers still around? We'll have to see. As the group plans to head north to take on some gnolls and maybe rescue the Myth Stalkers.
If they're still alive.
We'll see. We will see. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Until then, have a great day, week, month, and all of that. Bye.